I'm Prism. Prism Splay. I'm a glitter-spitting, roller-skating unicorn. But I didn't start off that way. I used to be a fierce roller derby girl, one of the best jammers in the land. And then, after being thrown into a wall, resulting in TBI and an injured eye, I was told I'd never skate again. Never skate again, you gotta fucking be kidding me. It's my whole life without it, I don't know who I'd be. Didn't see that punch, now I'm punched up and punched out. Never skate again, I was born to skate, what are you talking about? When your identity is wrapped up in one whole thing and poof, now it's gone, I wanna die. Life is pain, how am I gonna move? How am I gonna breathe? Never skate again, are you fucking kidding me? My whole life I knew what I wanted, then it was gone. So many doctors, they all said the same thing. Do something else. Do something else? Like it's just that easy? This is my life we're talking about. I was so lost, couldn't get out of bed. Had to learn to walk again, use my brain, I kept wishing that I was dead. Nothing was making sense. What was I gonna do? This is so fucking cruel. Ended up resentful, angry, alienating everything. Life was taken from me, had no purpose, super scatterbrained. I tried everything I could. I had damaged my occipital vein. Then one day this kitten came to me, and she said, I have this thing you need to do. Skate up the hill to the magic skating rink. There is a beast with clouds. She'll hand you something sparkly. Trust me on this, you need to ingest the glitter. It tastes like sugar, multicolored. You'll skate and splay with a flipper. Whoa, calm down. My cognitive's not so good. I can barely skate, now barely see. I think I've lost my mind. Confused all the time and misunderstood. You think you've lost your life, but that's not true at all. You can still get what you want and adjust while dealing with the pain. Then navigate and skate tall. And yes, you can skate. It might be different than before, but you at least gotta try. Okay, I'll try. Where was that skating rink again?
Can now officially hear us. What?
Hooray!
What?
Oh my god.
We're going in.
Oh my god.
We're going in.
Think of my voice.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Whoa.
Here we are. Hello.
Yay.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Oh my god, how is the lag? Are we good? Are we dead?
It looks good. It looks good to me.
Good on my end.
Are we
we good?
sure?
Prism,
Yes.
could you? Any chance you could flip me, please? I look like I'm like ignoring you guys.
Wait.
You are very interested in the people that I follow over there on the left side of the screen. Who's that?
Whoa! You go always follow. You follow all these guys.
That's awesome. It's like you're not even looking at chat, you know?
I look like a dad picking up kids from Comic-Con. That's what I look like right now.
You do not.
Come on, kids. Come on, kids. Con's over. Get in car. We're off.
Do you want me to flip you?
Yes, please.
Where do you want me? Where like you mean
Rotate
like
the X.
so?
Yeah, just literally flip me.
What? How
It's
do I-
okay, he's
how
quite
do I-
symmetrical.
How do I flip? Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, this is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Oop.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, that's also a way to do it.
That is a way to do it as well.
I'm here now.
Okay, wait. Let me do this.
Yeah, all right, I'm here now.
Okay, now it looks like you are on the booba of Raina when you
It's
talk.
representing you guys.
It's okay.
Would you perhaps consider one
He's
of
just
these?
testing my lacing. It's fine.
I told you,
I am, yeah.
told you. If you flipped
I'm
him,
just
it's gonna
checking.
look like he's holding up the boobs. I said this was gonna
Yes,
happen.
Good,
It kinda
good thread
does.
count on these on this. Yes, very good. Interesting. Yeah.
Every time you put your hand up, we're just gonna
Fine
hear
quality silk.
Oh my god.
Just realizing with everybody's
Synthetic natural
outfits, am I
fibers?
wearing too much clothes over here? Do I need to like show some more
I think
chest?
you might
I
be.
mean,
Yeah.
I might be.
can
going
we
to say no.
can we see some arms?
Overdress.
Can we? Oh.
We're gonna do that. Yeah.
Oh.
There it is.
That's
Very nice. Very nice.
There we go.
I have no other options. I can do this, and then not this. That's it. That's all I can do.
That's all right.
I have two
all right.
poses. I'm trapped in 2 dimensions.
That's okay. But you are debuting soon. Why don't we actually I hate this part of my collab streams, but I think they're so necessary. Because I always hated it like in college, uni, you know, you're sitting there, everyone introduce themselves and tell us a little. It's like, fuck off! They'll learn who I am throughout the class, bitch! I don't want to fucking talk about myself. But like, I think it's necessary because if like, especially if like some of your community's in here, then maybe they can meet some of the other streamers here. And like, my community wants to, I know my prismatics want to get to know you because if not, I'll threaten them with sugar and wet noodle spankings, whatever.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft, yes, yes. So can we start with X? And I do want you to talk about a debut that you have coming up.
Well, it's coming up. We're not quite there yet. But yes, hello, I'm Xthedarkone. I'm Daddy VTuber, and I like to play all kinds of various games. And I do have a rig in development by the wonderful Cyberpunk. She's my mama. She's making my rig and going for a Viking look. I'm gonna be a chunky daddy guy. So you might be careful because I'm coming for you.
Hey, I love it. And good, we got you a shout out. Okay, great. No, I know that you're still working on it. I just didn't know if you had a sort of vicinity date planned for it, or it's just too soon for your date.
Sorry, you're talking to me. I was miles away. No date yet. Sorry, there's no set date yet because I'm still paying it off. So it's not been fully paid for. I'm doing like a monthly payment plan.
Real.
But she's still designing it. I'm hoping near the end, like come later this year, we'll be ready.
Yeah.
But at the very latest, early next year. So
yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. And you stream games on the Twitches, and are you also on the YouTubes?
I do have a YouTube. Yes, I'm not using it super much at the moment. I'm just more for Twitch multi-streaming from when I do stream it here. But yes, I have a YouTube to answer your question, and I have recently set up some another account, but I won't talk about it.
All right.
Because apparently I'm not allowed to. But let's just say it's another account. It's like this account, but not. It's a different color.
We call that the blue Twitch.
Yeah.
The blue Twitch, yes, exactly.
Yes.
I'm on. I may or may not have had blue Twitch, but you shouldn't go to it because I can't advertise it. You shouldn't go there.
No,
but I do have one.
Absolutely
not. That you
not.
should go to it.
No, never.
What's that dark shadowy place over there?
It's my wildest desires.
That's Xthedarkone's blue Twitch. You must never go there.
Never go there. Never go there. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
Aw, thank you.
And then we have a lovely mousy mouse next to you, Miss Raina.
Hi. Hello. I'm Raina the Mouse. Variety
that
streamer
voice.
on the sites both blue and purple. My content is sus no matter where I am. The variant is just how much I'm dressed. I'm lovingly called coin operated in the other location. But yeah, speaking of fun thing. Oh, that really got one of you. Speaking of,
He got me.
I'm glad.
Sorry.
I also have my own thing going on soon because this upcoming August, or late August, beginning of September, will be my 3 years of full-time content creator anniversary. Where I'm debuting my live T 2.0.
Yay! Congrats!
Wow! Yay!
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have sneaky peekies of the new model as it's going to be worked on happening during my final model push in a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Wow!
awesome.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
Oh, well, we will be.
And I will
on the
say the new
lookout.
model is even more anatomically correct to my actual body shape. So expect more curves.
We
Ooh.
love to hear it. We love to hear it. I
yeah.
love art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life. That's amazing.
Totally.
Yay. Okay.
Thank you,
Well,
thank you.
we got you a shout out, so we will keep an eye on all your things. And then I do believe though we are honored to have an actual goddess on the stream?
Ooh.
Who is this?
Me.
Oh my god!
I feel the glow. Avert my eyes.
Oh,
There's a warm I'm basking in it.
oh my goodness. Hello, goddess.
2 weeks later.
I'm Prism. Prism Splay. I'm a glitter-spitting, roller-skating unicorn. But I didn't start off that way. I used to be a fierce roller derby girl, one of the best jammers in the land. And then, after being thrown into a wall, resulting in TBI and an injured eye, I was told I'd never skate again. Never skate again, you gotta fucking be kidding me. It's my whole life without it, I don't know who I'd be. Didn't see that punch, now I'm punched up and punched out. Never skate again, I was born to skate, what are you talking about? When your identity is wrapped up in one whole thing and poof, now it's gone, I wanna die. Life is pain, how am I gonna move? How am I gonna breathe? Never skate again, are you fucking kidding me? My whole life I knew what I wanted, then it was gone. So many doctors, they all said the same thing. Do something else. Do something else? Like it's just that easy? This is my life we're talking about. I was so lost, couldn't get out of bed. Had to learn to walk again, use my brain, I kept wishing that I was dead. Nothing was making sense. What was I gonna do? This is so fucking cruel. Ended up resentful, angry, alienating everything. Life was taken from me, had no purpose, super scatterbrained. I tried everything I could. I had damaged my occipital vein. Then one day this kitten came to me, and she said, I have this thing you need to do. Skate up the hill to the magic skating rink. There is a beast with clouds. She'll hand you something sparkly. Trust me on this, you need to ingest the glitter. It tastes like sugar, multicolored. You'll skate and splay with a flipper. Whoa, calm down. My cognitive's not so good. I can barely skate, now barely see. I think I've lost my mind. Confused all the time and misunderstood. You think you've lost your life, but that's not true at all. You can still get what you want and adjust while dealing with the pain. Then navigate and skate tall. And yes, you can skate. It might be different than before, but you at least gotta try. Okay, I'll try. Where was that skating rink again?
We are officially unmuted as of now. Do. Hi!
Yay!
Yay!
Hello.
Hello.
Ooh, ow,
We're here.
We're here, and let's hope OBS doesn't shit itself again.
No, we can't have that.
I think we'll be
Bad
pretty good
OBS.
this time around. I'm feeling good about it.
I think so. I want to do a sound check. Can
Which
you
one?
guys do a quick intro starting with X, and then chat, let us know, like, one's in chat if X is too low and two's in chat if X is just right.
Okay. Hello there. My name is Xthedarkone, your humble Viking Daddy VTuber. I play all kinds of games like Zelda, Final Fantasy, Pokemon, and Satisfactory. I have a very inclusive, welcoming community. The only people we don't like are dickheads. The only C word I like in my community is cheeky. We like a bit of cheek, we love a bit of love, and we're all about. And I hope you can hear me well.
Yeah. I think two,
Yeah.
two means good. Okay, I actually turned you
I
up
hope
for
so.
me, though, because you were kind of low in my ears, but
I apologize.
no. What would you
Sorry.
Why? And I love cheeky. Cheeky's good.
Do a little bit of cheek.
Cheeky. Oh, thanks for the follow. Yay. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay. And then over here to this side, we have the amazing goddess Reverie. Hello, my love.
Hi, this time I promise I will not break your stream.
I still don't think it was you that did it.
Hi everyone, I'm Goddess Reverie. I do streaming things here on Twitch. Right now I'm playing Cyberpunk, but I do streaming in other places. I am a professional soft dom, and I do that all the time. That's what I do.
Nice.
Hi.
Yay. That's That's hot. You're hot.
You're hot.
Yeah.
Prism, be cool. Be cool, Prism.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's impossible for me to be cool.
You are cool. Shut up.
I will flirt with you.
Okay, you can flirt with me. Anyone's allowed to flirt with me. They can flirt with me. Okay, we got it. We got the 2s for your sound, so we are good. And then we have my sweetie pie friend, Skyheart Streams. Hello, Sky.
Hello, how are you going?
Good, how are ya?
Doing good. You guys aren't familiar with myself. My name is Skyheart, part goat, part dragon, and full hype man. Rains in all the lovely folks here within Prism's home here as we're talking about polyamory today, and I'm really excited to be able to be a part of this.
I know this feels like, you know, we have on name tags and we're like at an AA meeting, but still, it's like important for sound check. And also, I want my communities to know who you guys are. Yeah, a goat dragon man. Yeah, Rune. Okay, so we're good on sound there, and we have the adorable Raina the Mouse at the end. Hello, my love.
Hi everyone, I'm Raina the Mouse. I am a Sky Pirate Mousy Captain. I do a variety of things, usually poorly and usually while either inebriated or singing. So it's lovely to be here to share a special moment in this very lovely space with the absolute top tier, most delicious roller skating unicorn in all of existence. And I'm very honored that I get to be here with so many wonderful people.
Oh my God.
Aww.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you guys being patient with me. As most of you guys know, the last time we tried our stream, which was I think a couple of weeks ago, was it 2 or 3 weeks? Oh my God, it was, I don't know.
It was 3, just shy of.
They couldn't handle the hotness. They couldn't handle our hotness.
They
Couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
They've had a few patches since then, and now it's like we're good. We
Yeah.
can handle it.
We have had a few patches, yeah. But I do want to just say that it's really amazing. I've met some. Oh my God! All of a sudden, I'm emotional. It's really I've met some amazing people in the VTuber sphere, and I do have some wonderful friends. And then there's people that like barely know me at all, and they still fucking act like they're like my best friends. Like Raina and Sky took one, like they gave up an entire evening. And I don't know about you guys, but the way that I am with time is the only thing you cannot get back. You can lose money, right? But you can also make money again, right? You can lose certain things and get them back, but you cannot get back time. And you guys gave up a whole evening for me, and they sat with me, and they
Worth it.
Oh my, well, thank you, but
Worth.
well, you stop it. I was also having a breakdown, and so that was an added. We're just gonna call that a fun condiment of the evening. A little bit of a sprinkling of Prism existential crisis happening there. But I just really appreciate it. The reason why we're back, and I'm not gonna like say everything's fine yet because we don't know with OBS, but I think we're good. But like, you know, the reason why we're back with this stream at all is because of Sky and Raina. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm clapping.
Yeah.
I'm just glad if it helped, and I hope that it makes things easier on you.
Well,
I'm fairly confident in it. I think it's going to do well now.
yeah, I feel good about it too. So I really appreciate it. So,
Of course.
as everyone knows, hopefully today we are talking about. I run the Kinkism with Kinkism with Prinkism, really.
Kinkism.
Yeah, Prinkism.
Hey, look, Pringles and Kinks go perfectly well together.
I love Pringles.
Much like Pringles with Prism, once you pop, you just can't stop.
Exactly.
It's true. That's actually very good. Yeah, I'm gonna steal that brand.
Great for sharing. Kind of hard to put your hand in sometimes, but it works out.
Well, that depends. It depends. Yes, I have been running these kink streams. They've had a rebrand, and my goodness, I have done so many streams on the unconventional lifestyles, and then unconventional just ways of enjoying different kinds of sensuality and eroticism. And I don't even remember the last one I did. Gosh, Saku, who was that with? What was my last kink stream? I know it. You can unmute, by the way, Saku. You don't have to stay silent like a silent.
You don't have to sit in the muted baby's corner.
You're not in trouble.
The last one was with me, I believe.
Was it the superheroes one? Oh yeah, Saku and I did a great stream. Saku is super well versed. I mean, like, nerd, geek, yes, love it. But like,
if we've got a superhero
corner,
stand,
nerd.
here, hold on, let me put out the rogue cosplay real quick.
yep, do it. Hey, look at there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Love it. Oh, I love it.
I love because of the shade of my eyeshadow, you can see what's going on behind me. It's my secret superpower.
Oh my god, right? Yeah. Either that or I can throw a filter on there, or we can just leave it the way it is.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all
amazing.
good.
It's amazing. That is
He's got
wild.
partial invisibility.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, if you don't realize as the background, that looks like a really cool effect on your eyes.
It does.
It really
yeah.
does.
It's really
It
good.
really does, actually.
It's kind of amazing. It looks very like celestial.
I legit
eyeshadow.
thought it was part of the model. I was like, that's really cool.
It
How are
is.
you doing that?
Because, like, who did your eyeshadow?
It is it's part of the model. Hi,
The
Miss
galaxy,
Miss
baby.
Boom. I love you, Miss Boom. Shout out. Hi, baby.
Hey, dude.
Mistress!
We love our Mistress.
Dude.
So we did superheroes and Kinkism, and so anyway, I'm not gonna go over like all the whatever. I do a lot of these. I've been doing them for honestly, it has been 3 years since I've been running these streams. I did take a little bit of a break to regroup, but tonight or today, depending on what your time zone is, we are talking about the lifestyle of polyamory.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'm legit just gonna straight up because I like to do a little intro in the beginning, and then I like to be quiet and let the experts here take over. My resource right now, I've got a few of them. This is just straight up from Wikipedia. I don't recommend Wikipedia for everything, but I do recommend it for like straight up definitions of things, and because it gets into like where the word comes from, which derives from, of course, our Greek friends. But it is the practice of or the desire for romantic relationships with more than one partner at the same time, with the informed consent of all partners involved. It gets into the terminology of it. It gets into it as a practice, fidelity, loyalty, communication, negotiation, trust, honesty, dignity, respect, non-possessiveness. Like it's really, I have read this wiki entry and it's really good. And it, you know, as wiki always does, it cites a lot of where all of the sources are from. It also gets into how polyamory is accepted by other religions, which I kind of want to come back to because I find this really fascinating. Yeah, and then there's some other sources tonight that I want to like touch upon. There's this great article by The Guardian called "A New Way to Love in Praise of Polyamory." And it's right off the bat, I love it because it says polyamory isn't monogamy and it isn't swinging. It's being open to having loving relationships with different people of different sexes at the same time, and in that way, learning to love yourself too. We will post this article in my Kinkism channel in my Discord. And then just another great article, and shout out to Saku who found all these. This is Vanity Fair. I really do like the articles in Vanity Fair. It's a super long title, but it's a great article on it. Love, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Polyamory, a look under the covers of non-monogamy and its burgeoning civil rights battle. And that gets into some of the legalities of it. So again, these are all super interesting resources, but we can read anytime. I want to, I actually just really want to go into this open forum that we have here with these beautiful people and talk about, I don't know, like as far as structure, which I never have any because I'm not a very structured person. I do want to say, I regret, okay, I had like a party like a million years ago and somebody had brought over White Claws and I forgot how bad they are. This is the worst shit I've ever drank in my life. Oh my God. This is a natural lime White Claw. This is fucking terrible. I can't stop drinking it though.
I hate it, but I can't stop.
It's so bad. Why am I doing this? Oh my God.
I don't know.
I don't know why I'm doing this. But
Maybe we
committing
should
to the
talk about
drink.
that. Maybe we should.
I do not
Maybe that
have
should be a discussion.
I don't have a polyamorous relationship with White Claws. I don't think anybody
This
should
is
do
actually
it.
an intervention.
I don't think anybody should do
I have a love-hate open relationship with White Claw.
Yeah. I'd like to have a non-ship with White Claw. Oh, it's bad, but I'm gonna keep drinking it. But and then also chat.
Non-committal, but going back for more.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening right now.
I just love the idea. It's just like, White Claw, I've never had this before. God, this is fucking awful.
Yeah, every time, like I'm
Try
just
it to
angry.
make sure I hate it.
Yeah, I'm just angry, and I keep doing it. Chat, you are welcome to post questions anytime. Feel free. We've got Saku who's going to take your questions and put them into the chat where we can see them. Excuse me, in Discord. All right, polyamory, go. Okay.
I've learned.
Go,
I've
go,
learned
Poly
more from-
Rangers!
Is that us?
Rangers.
That's us.
I guess,
the Poly
I think so.
Rangers.
And we do have like a color gambit kind of going across our team here. So.
We do. We do.
Thank you, Arby. Hi, Laura. I love you. White Claw and Regret go hand in hand. Girl, you are not kidding. Hello, much love
I
to
couldn't.
Laura.
I had to type it in chat because I couldn't get it out of my brain from you. The way you were describing how much you couldn't stand drinking it, and I was like, "You're giving the drink a literal hate suck."
I am, and neither one of us are enjoying it because a hate suck can be pretty good.
It can be good, but there's that other ones where you're just kind of like, "Man, this isn't even worth it. Why am I still doing this?"
Worth a suck.
I can't fucking stop.
Oh.
So, all right, let's do it. I will just out myself. I don't know a lot about polyamorous relationships. So I will tell my story though, and I actually have told this story before. I was involved in, they were a couple, and they were very much in love. They've been together for like, actually not that long, like three-ish years or so. And they wanted to add a girlfriend, specifically a girlfriend. They weren't looking for any other kind of a mate or partner. They wanted a girlfriend for both of them. That's what they wanted. And I remember he would call himself polyamorous. She just really wanted a girlfriend. But it would be a shared resource, and that was me. I was the girlfriend. But boy, can I tell you, I'll sum it up because again, like I don't want to talk forever because I do that anyway. Here's why it didn't work. She wasn't okay with me. Like I think she really yeah, like I look back on it and she had very specific rules about what him and I could do. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Rules are rules, right? But the rules felt a little possessive. And I didn't sign on for possessiveness, right? Like,
no, of course.
That's not the thing I wanted. And so I remember we got into like our first argument, and I reacted very badly. And I tried to apologize for it as I try to do whenever I'm wrong. I make mistakes all the time. I try to go back and apologize. And he heard me out and he was like, okay, I understand. It sucked. I don't like it, but I get it, and we're gonna be okay. And thank you for blah blah blah. Right, like kind of like what you want to hear when someone apologizes, like all the things you want to hear, where they're honest with you, but like they accept your apology.
Yeah, and the acknowledgement of what you've said.
Yes, yeah, and also just giving me that extra like I also understand where it came from. Like whatever, that was that. She was not having it. She was not having it. And the first couple times like I saw them again after this big argument we had, like I could tell she put up all these walls. And in like years later, I sort of came to what I think happened was that she was kind of looking for an excuse for us not to work just by her never really being okay with the arrangement to begin with.
Yeah,
and so,
it sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it sounds like a great lack of communication, which in a what I've certainly learned is polyamory in any form of relationship, but definitely polyamory, communication, that's like the core. That's like gotta be the center of it. If you're not communicating with your partners, you're gonna have these issues. It just sounds like, and it sounds like like you say, she didn't want to do it, but she couldn't communicate that, so she was like, well, I'll make these rules and make it this way,
Yeah.
I have kind of a tag onto that as well, actually. There's a really good chance, because I experienced this in a different relationship, where, like, certain levels of, like, connections with other people is fine for some groups. Some poly groups are like, oh, we're only looking for, like in your case, it's like, we're only looking for a girlfriend. But from the sounds of it, it feels a little bit more like she didn't want to say no, because she doesn't, because a lot of times some people will start these relationships and go, yeah, I'm willing to try poly, but here's a very long list of rules and guidelines and stuff that's very restrictive in the way that I want it to be done, because they're kind of like trying to make themselves either be okay with it for their partner, but not because they're necessarily interested in it, but because they are willing to give it a shot for the other person, and then they're while they're in it suddenly go, this isn't what I want, and now I'm going to make it everyone's problem.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was in a relationship, and they were monogamous, and she wanted to be, she wanted to try going polyamory, and he was just not interested, and it's totally fair. And I remember when she told me that, I was like, well then, like, I knew the minute she told me that he was not interested in that and she was, I was like, that's gonna end eventually, because it's like both those choices are absolutely fine and valid, but that one would have to compromise for the other in a way that's unfair. And I was just like, I knew. And then sure enough, a few weeks later, she called me like, yeah, we broke up, and I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry, but like I knew, because like he didn't want to be polyamorous, totally valid. It's it's absolutely fine, but she wanted to experience that, and obviously, if you can't find that middle ground, and then you shouldn't have to sacrifice something for that compromises your own happiness.
I mean, is there compromise in a polyamorous relationship?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Actually, so my poly, what used to be a poly situation that turned into a poly relationship was because I started my relationship with my primary as he and I were monogamous. We weren't polyamorous, but for a really long time, I didn't really have a word for it for a really long time, but I knew I was like, I've got a lot more love to give other people than beyond just a singular person, but it's nothing about me loving this other person any less, and I don't know what to do about it. And a lot of the other people I was like dating in the past were very strictly monogamous. They were like not even mildly interested in it. And I'll be honest, when I tried to approach the conversation with my partner Candy, it was a bit of clusterfuck, because I did it with all the grace of a newborn deer in the back of a truck. So I'm pretty sure I took out a window at one point. One of the headlights got like a bit missing. There's a dent in the bumper, but I mean, it still runs. And now, thanks to it still runs, but it is actually thanks to the trial by fire that Candy and I actually joke about this now. We have gotten very good at having arguments, because it used to be one of those things where when we tried to talk about something that was difficult for us, it would take and destroy us for like days, and it would make it really hard to do just basic living things. Whereas now, an argument turns more into just an actual discussion that just hurts at the beginning, and we're fine by the end of the night. And it's a lot easier now. So now I am in, and I think the thing that really helped was him finding a poly partner that was like, I'm friends with his poly partner, but I have no like intimacy interest in this person. And so like, I'm like, this relationship for you is specifically for you, for this with you and this other person, and my relationships are specifically my relationships, and our connecting line is each other. So we are each other's primary, but we have partners. And it's something that's taken a lot of growth on both our parts, because I'm an impulsive, like busy person with loud, eccentric tastes, and I have a wall that says just as much about me. My God, it's covered in so much crap. And he's a much more muted, quiet, kind of to himself person. And so it's like we found our balance with each other, and then we found that matching balance in our other partners that make us appreciate the things that are similar to us with our other people, but it makes us appreciate our differences with our primaries. And it took a lot of learning, and it did take compromise, because like, for example, if I wanted to do something with one of my partners and it was a step that we hadn't discussed yet, it was a conversation we had to have, because it's like, hey, I'm not going to take this step without us talking about this first. What do you think? And we kind of would have that as a discussion, like, are you cool with doing that with your partner? Is that something you're interested in doing? And are you okay if I explore this?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like, okay, let me think about it for a little bit. And then we would talk about it. We'd have a conversation. And the compromise was usually him being willing to try something new, me being willing to be more patient and doing it at a slower pace rather than like just kind of diving ears first into something.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the core of every relationship, no matter what it is, it's communication, period. Like,
Absolutely.
is the most
No doubt.
important thing. And people will list off other things. They'll be like, well, honesty and respect. And yeah, but it starts with communication, because you're not
Yeah.
going to get honesty
How
and
do you-
respect if you don't have communication.
Yeah. How do you convey that honesty and respect without communication?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I want to hear a bit from Goddess over here. Can you tell us, did you have some kind of a I can't stand the aha moment. I think that's coined by some talk show host back in the 90s, but a moment where you realized, or did you have a moment where you realized, hey, I'm not a conventional monogamous relationship person? Or
An awakening.
Yeah, awakening's better. Yeah, or did you always know that you were sort of non-conventional when it came to how you have your relationships?
I believe I always knew, but since monogamy is so ingrained into our culture, at least when I was growing up anyway, it was not really something that you really found, and if you really spoke about it, you were like a slut or whatever. It's always sexual for people rather than emotional. And
Right.
polyamory for me is it's an emotional thing. As a sex worker, like obviously, like everything that I do is very sexually based. But when I talk about polyamory, I'm not at all talking about that. So
Mm.
Yeah.
when I kind of came to that realization is, unfortunately, I was in a relationship at the time, and I remember like being with this person, and I just started bawling, crying one day, and I was like, I have something I have to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And
Mm-hmm.
so it was really a weird, awkward conversation, because I was quite young too when I was with this person as well.
Yeah.
Like late teens, and I was like, okay, hey, yeah, I'm poly. Also, I think I'm into like everyone. I don't think it's called bisexuality, because I didn't know the name at the time. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's not really
Right.
bisexuality. Like, I can love anyone.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
a double whammy conversation that we had to have. So it's like, okay, I'm pansexual. I'm also poly. It's
Mhm,
new for me,
mhm.
like to talk about. It was extremely new for him, because he was like very, very monogamous. So
Mhm.
it was strange. I'm not with that person anymore. But it was kind of the first time where I'd admitted it out loud that, okay, like, this is who I am, and I need to at least explore that part of myself to understand what it is and how I feel about it and how I function with it. And, because how can I convey that to a partner if I don't really know much about that for myself?
Mhm.
So I really had to do a lot of deep diving about, okay, what is it like being poly for me sexually? How is it for me emotionally? How does it function for me? And for me, I also had to decide, like, okay, how many partners is my limit? Like, how many people can I feel like I can effectively pay attention to and love on without anyone feeling like, I'm giving less to someone else. So I did a lot of deep diving, and it took a lot of honesty with myself, I think, before I could be even honest with a partner to decide, what all of that meant for me. So going into this as, a professional dom, it kind of brings another element to it for myself, because it's like, okay, I'm poly when it comes to romantic relationships, but also as a dom, me taking on multiple subs and doing the kind of work I do, some people also consider that poly as well. So it's for me, it's like two different sides of kind of the same thing.
Got it. Got it. Okay. The whole ingrained, right? Like, I grew up in a very strict religious home. Oh man, I'll never get over. Like, I've been to therapy and I've communicated about it and sought help for, but it's really hard to completely like sever something that was really just crammed, down your throat or whatever.
Yeah.
And the whole like traditional with the marriage and the white dress and the, non-marital sex and you're not an adult until, and it's just, it's really difficult. So as you can imagine, like when I was growing up, I knew I was different. Like I didn't know how exactly. And I somehow knew that I would figure that out as I got older. But I also knew that there was no way I was going to be able to get help from any of the different ways that I felt about myself or different ways that I felt about people or sexuality or whatever. I wasn't going to be able to go to my community or my family or my siblings. Like, it just wasn't going to happen because it was a very strict place. So that's been something that I've always struggled against. Sky, did you have any of those struggles too, or were you always able to be you from a super young age, or did you have a similar kind of thing where it's like, well, I'm gonna have to wait to explore this because I'm in a situation where I can't talk to anyone, I can't trust anyone?
So with myself, the really funny thing is I am very, like, some people very much agree to this, I am very unapologetically me. Like I don't ever like let anybody tell me okay, it's like, oh, you got to be careful about doing this or be doing that and stuff. Now, like, I'm very confident in myself. I've been confident in myself for a very long time, and so it's just kind of been something that I've never really had to worry about. But the funny thing is, with the conversation we were just having here, with the whole fact, raising up in a religious home, very, in our culture, it's very ingrained that, monogamy is just kind of like the normal thing. And if you're not monogamous, well, what's wrong with you? Why can't you just settle down with one person? Oh, I get it. It's because you can't keep it in your pants well enough. So you have to, go to other people here, things of that nature. And like, for the longest time, I legitimately thought that like I was monogamous. Heck, it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I finally figured out that I was polyamorous, because of the fact that like my loving fiance likes to make fun of me about this. The fact that like I made the comment that I am hardwired for monogamy, and they kind of like looked at me and they're just like, yeah, okay.
Really?
And I'm just like,
We just called you out immediately.
Right. It was like,
Just like,
what are you talking about? What? Like, I don't get, like, what do you mean? Then like, because like we had talked about like being in the idea of being in a relationship. I was very like terrified of commitment for the longest time. Like I had maybe like 2 relationships that I ever like actually made a proper attempt in. And then just never bothered ever since, because those 2 relationships kind of was just not great for me. But I didn't really do relationships because I didn't really like the idea of potentially missing out on, the rest of my life of exploring with other people and everything. And I didn't really think of anything other than just like, I just had commitment words. I just had commitment issues. I just didn't think of anything else possibly to that. I just simply wanted to be a free spirit and go explore, go fuck whoever I wanted to, go flirt and be the freest person that I like to be, because very naturally I'm a very free spirit. But then one day, like when I was talking with my partner at the time, well, actually we weren't even partners yet. We were just very much heavily flirting together and stuff, and it was kind of like a weird situationship going on. And basically, we were absolutely dating. I was just too much of a coward to call it that. All the emotions were very much there. And they were talking to me one day, and they were like, okay, so what exactly is it that makes you so scared about, like, actually considering us dating? Like, why can't you put the name to it? And I went, well, I guess if I want to really be honest here, part of it is the idea of like missing out on spending time with other people, being able to flirt with other people. Because I'm a very flirty person. I love doing it. It's fun. It's exciting. You know, you get to speak well to other people and stuff. I like making other people happy, and flirting is just kind of one of those methods that are just really fun to do, and people really enjoy that. Like,
Yeah.
you love feeling good, right? You like being complimented and everything. So like, obviously it's a fun thing. But like, I feel like if I'm in a relationship, obviously, especially a monogamous one, you can't really do that as much. Maybe a little bit of the flirty tones and stuff, but you're definitely not going to be going around like getting to anybody you want or flirting around to a very extent. Like, you're not going to be able to do that. However, my partner was like, you know, you could just do both, right? I'm like, what do you mean? You can date, like, we can date, and you can just go do those things that you want to do still. What?
But wait, what's the difference though between what your partner and you discussed? What's the difference between that? What's the difference between polyamorous and open relationship?
A friend of mine asked me. I was actually asked this by a friend a few last year when I was talking about polyamory. They said to me, like, "What is the difference between polyamory and just being an open relationship?" And I think, and feel free to disagree, and because I'm obviously trying to learn, but the education, like what I came up with in my head, is that I feel like it's more polyamory is more involved. Open relationship just means, you know, you don't really have much of a interaction in each other's lives. You just kind of, you know what I mean, just free, no commitment to each other's lives. You're just out there being with other people.
More relaxed, a little less like communication and whereas like poly is more like you're taking the time to have a certain level of commitment to this person beyond like the occasional fuck buddy kind of thing.
Yeah, way more.
Honestly, that's kind of where I came from as well, at least from my understanding, because open relationships was like a lot of people. Obviously, every relationship dynamic is different. So, like, what my view of a poly relationship is might be seen as either restrictive or different from someone else's, versus like someone's description of like how an open relationship works. So, the way, like, similar to Dark Ones is like, I see like polyamory is you are taking a step forward to enhance the relationship you have and dynamic you have with this person.
Yeah.
To go beyond the physically intimate. Whereas open relationships, a lot of times it's like, from at least, again, from my personal experience, open relationships is more, I'm committed to one person, but I have a couple of fuck buddies. And I have like specific people that I kind of like go to that I'm like, I have no romantic relationship intentions with you. I just think you're hot and I would like some of that. And again, and some relationships even have it where with open relationships, they go, oh, well, like you're committed to me, but you don't have to tell me when you're going off to canoodle with somebody else. Whereas other open relationships, it's like, hey, just let me know that that's where you're going. I don't need to know the details. I just need to know that that's what you're doing. Just so that way it's like, especially in relationships where so I'm not worried, I know where you are. It's like a buddy system as well, like, because if you're just like, hey, I'm swanning off to this other area, and it's kind of like, okay, be safe, have fun, keep your phone on. And then other situations where I actually have a married friends that have an open relationship, and the reason that they actually inform each other of the times that they go to see their open relationship like encounters is not about like trust or figuring out where the other person is. It's just figuring out if they need a babysitter. Because there has been two situations that I can remember specifically. They called me and they're like, "Hey, so we double booked. Can you come watch our kid for a little bit?"
That's so funny.
That was a great idea.
Yeah, Sky, we all loved when your eyes changed. When like you were talking about your partner.
Yes, it's so good.
Is that a toggle or is that something you're doing with your face?
Oh, it's a toggle.
Oh, it's great.
It's
No,
so
no,
cute.
that was
It's
hilarious.
very-
You're
It
like,
makes it
I would
really
be so
fun to-
curious what you had to do with your face to make that happen, though.
yeah, I mean, same. I'd be like,
Just
what do
open
you
the eyes like
doing?
really wide and just go. "Oh, God."
Just
I don't get it.
Clockwork
Why
Orange
is
the
everybody-
situation, just like, there we go, there's the toggle.
You have to drink that White Claw that Prism just keeps talking about.
Oh God! Oh, it's so bad. I can't.
I have to sip different drinks to make it happen.
I hate it.
Stop drinking it, you good?
Don't gargle it, that's worse.
Listen, I'm trying to work through it. I'm working through it.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead,
like
go
with
ahead.
the but yeah, like when they talked about the idea of like, you know, we can be in a relationship and I can still do everything that I've been wanting to do, it really took a lot out of me to like try to figure things out with that. Like it took a while to be able to like really grow comfortable and actually like understanding, oh, that is something I'm okay with and what I want to do.
Mhm.
Because again, culture wise, it was very much like kind of a taboo. It felt like, no, this isn't right. Like, why would I do something like this? Like, no, like, what if like, you know, I have a problem with the idea of you being with somebody? Like, that wouldn't be fair. We can't do
Mhm.
something like that.
Mhm.
And so it took a lot of discussion, figuring things out, being able to communicate and stuff. I cannot imagine anybody being better than me and my partner about communication. Like we literally communicate absolutely everything, 1000% transparency.
Mhm.
We always like make sure boundaries are extremely set and like what needs to be done. Like they were very much adamant about not wanting to hold me back from being able to be the free spirit that I am.
Mhm.
And it, after a while of finally figuring things out, and it's like, okay, I think I am cool with this, and I want to, you know, figure things out a little bit more further. And like, it's a bit of a development. It's like just kind of not like full on just, oh, aha, I am polyamorous kind of thing. It was like, maybe I am, and like quite a lengthy self-discovery for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was a really awesome thing to be able to kind of like figure out and stuff. And yeah, they were absolutely right to call me out on like the like pegging me for being polyamorous when I had no idea. I make the comment of, oh yes, I'm just hardwired for monogamy. Like I don't know. Yeah, sure, okay, right. And then I like look.
Oh, we haven't did it tonight. Yeah.
After going through the beautiful self-discovery of me being polyamorous, looking back at everything and realizing, oh, all those reasons for my commitment issues wasn't just because I was terrified of commitment. I didn't want to be held down because I didn't like the idea of being monogamous. I just didn't know.
It's so funny watching you talk. Oh my God, your toggles are top tier. It's great. Yeah, no,
It sounded really I know what you meant, but it sounded
it's what your
funny
voice
when
cut
you
out.
talk.
No, the way because
Oh,
his
sorry.
face is so it's wonderfully. It's like your rigging is
I know.
so
I know what you meant. It's just funny.
Yes, no, it's great. What?
Yeah.
Okay, whose awakening story are we missing here? Because I feel like this is important stuff. Did we get X? Did we
Dark
get
ones. I
your?
think we were missing
I didn't have it.
Have you always been?
It's not it. Interesting. I've never really. I don't think there's ever a moment where it was just like, you know, bing, you're poly, you know now. It's kind of like, because I've been with lady for 14 years, so it's been the long haul, and I hadn't had many. Well, I've not slept with many people before her. I slept with like 2 people, and then her, and it was monogamous when we started, and we've gone on for so long, and it got to this. We've only really been poly, certainly openly poly, for the last 4 years now. In the last four and a half years, something
How
like
did
that.
that conversation
And it was kind
come
of,
about?
it was kind of a sort of mishmash of like, because it kind of started out. We found we both realized we were bisexual, and that kind of when we made that realization. Then we realized that we were both like finding ourselves being attracted to like the same people. So like I'd be like, yo baby, yeah, she looks hot, and people are like, oh, but he looks hot for you. It's like, and then we were making these notes that like we were finding these people mutually attractive together, and like sort of talking about how we would like to do this and get together. And then, yeah, we kind of just had it kind of just sort of naturally went into this discussion, and then we sort of talk about it. It's like maybe we should consider, you know, because there's obviously things I want to do and explore my bisexuality, and she's like things she like to do for her bisexuality and stuff. And then we realized that like we absolutely love each other to bits, and like going back to what Raina was saying about how like it's an emotional thing. For us, it's a bit more on the physical side of it, you know. There's like we realize there's stuff we want to do that obviously the other person doesn't want to provide, but we don't want to deny that person those experiences, you know. And it just kind of became this natural discussion that we just had, and then one day just kind of spoke to him about, and just like it wasn't like one big discussion. It was like a long line of very small discussions that kind of became the building blocks of what we eventually became. Like, we're not, you know what, we're polyamorous, and I think that's what we're gonna explore now. And then that's kind of, and we're still exploring it to this day, really. So it's still quite a new thing for us. But
yeah, that's great. I mean, this all sounds really. I want to go back to. Wait, did someone have something to add? Did anyone? Okay, I didn't know if I heard like a. I'm like, oh, don't let my white claw stop you from talking. terrible thing that it is. But I want to go back to, because this is something I'm still myself a little confused on. So, and actually, let me check the questions to see if this is also in here. Okay, this is sort of kind of what Innocent Bystander asked. So they are saying, so open relationship equals casual, but polyamory equals emotional connection. So, I mean, I say no to that because that's very constrictive. I mean, yes. I mean, well, okay. So yeah, I would say open relationship is casual, but even in an open relationship, I've known people in open relationships. They still have rules. Now, I think there are some true, just, I mean, dead ass open relationship. Do whatever you want. I don't need to know about it. We get together when we get together. We hook up when we hook up. Yes, that's a true open casual relationship. But I've known people who are open and they date other people, but they don't really consider themselves polyamorous. Because polyamorous to me is more of a lifestyle. I still think there are discernible differences between an open relationship and a polyamorous relationship. To me, polyamory suggests, yes, emotional connection, but just because you're in an open relationship with someone doesn't mean you don't have an emotional connection. It just means you are maybe deciding to not have any rules. So I kind of want to explore just a little bit more. And Reverie, I don't know if you'd be comfortable talking, but like differences between an open, because I think it's a totally legitimate thing to be confused over. And this also gets into
definitely a common misconception with polyamory.
Yes,
is that.
And a lot of I just want to pause. Like a lot of my Kinkism streams, I love like I would say half of them really have to do with misconceptions. Like people thinking polyamorous people, they fuck whatever they want and it doesn't fucking matter. No. And and I don't want to shit on the people who have open relationships either, because that might not necessarily be their thing either. There are rules, there are things, there are guidelines and whatnot. But like, what would you say, Goddess, are differences between an open relationship and a polyamorous relationship?
So, spending time in the BDSM space is actually something I've spoken about at length, especially when it comes to when you deal with a lot of people who like might come in for dungeon play or something like that, and it's a couple, and you know, so you end up having these sort of conversations. And widely, open relationships are considered more casual. It really has nothing to do with your level of emotional investment, because like for me, for example, I don't I personally don't need to have a lot of emotional stake in someone to have a sexual relationship with someone. If I find them attractive, and that's enough for me. But some people can only have kind of sexual gratification if they feel something. It doesn't necessarily mean that they want to spend the rest of their life with that person. They don't want to have children with that person. They don't want to have a house with that person. They just enjoy them. They like them. And they're just having like a casual sexual relationship. When it comes to poly, that's when you when you're using that terminology, I should say, you're getting more into the more of like the relationship sphere, the emotional sphere of things. So it's more focused on that than it is just being sexual. And for me, it is like a mix of both personally. Like,
Okay.
I don't necessarily feel like if you're in an open relationship that, you know, it's just sexual and nothing else can exist there. Like, of course you can fall in love with your open relationship partner, you know. You can fall out of love with your poly partner, you know. I don't feel like those two have anything to do with one another, so to speak. But it really, at the end of the day, this is what I tell people. Every relationship is really different and should really be tailored by the conversations that you have with your partner. We've said this like 1,000 times already today, but open communication is the only way to go about it. That doesn't necessarily mean your communication might be as far as I don't want to know what you're doing, don't tell me. But that's not the same thing as, you know, not being honest with your partner about what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you're trying to achieve with them. To be very basic, like let's say you want kids, your partner doesn't want kids. Like, don't you think that's like an important thing that you'd want to discuss?
Yeah.
So like I feel like, you know, this type of thing, like who you're into, who you want to spend the rest of your life with, what kind of relationships do you want to have in the future, like all of these things. I feel like that's an equally important conversation to have. Is what you're looking for, who you're looking for. Like when you were speaking earlier, you said that you're when you were in that situation, Prism, and they were looking for a girlfriend. Whenever someone approaches me with something like that, I always ask them, like, why are you looking for a girlfriend? Right? Like, and people don't really think about it. They're like, I just want another, you know, another person. But why? Are you wanting that because you want a sexual partner? Because, you know, a threesome, just because you enjoy threesomes doesn't mean you're poly, right? You can have threesomes and not necessarily want that person around afterward. You know, so why are you just looking for, you know, good sex? Are you emotionally filling a void there? Is it that your partner's not fulfilling something? Because I might not be able to fix that. That might be a conversation you have with your partner. You know, so understanding what people want is really important, especially when you're entering this. And I think you can't ask too many questions. You can't answer too much about this sort of thing.
For sure. What does anyone else have to add to that? Anything? We've got plenty of questions to answer, but I don't want to just keep going to other questions if there's stuff that you guys want to add to.
I think Goddess nailed it.
Yeah, no, I 100%.
I learned more from Goddess just then, so I can't.
Yeah.
I do love that question of like, okay, why do you want this?
Yeah.
And
Because
with I won't speak for others, obviously, but when it came to discovering the people I wanted to share a poly relationship with, a lot of them were people I'd already had a foundation of trust and care and possibly a bit of the spice. Maybe a little bit of the spice, maybe a lot of the spice, maybe, oops, that was a bit too much spice. But yeah, it's a little red in the face, but very excited about it. But yeah, so it's the moment that Candy and I had that conversation where we're like, we are a polyamorous couple. we are each other's primary. Is there anyone that you are already kind of interested in that you might want to pursue a relationship with? Because like some partnerships will have like yes and no lists, similar to how like I know an obscene amount of like standard like monogamous couples who have their guilt-free pass, and so and they were like, if I had the option to be with Johnny Depp, I'd do it in a heartbeat, like that kind of energy, like but then there's always that odd moment sometimes where they're like, yeah, it's Greg from the grocery store, and it's like, oh,
it's more personal. Yeah.
It's where it's a little more personal.
There's actually an advert. Sorry, I'll tell you after. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. But to quick wrap, so we had a conversation of like, hey, is there anyone that you're actually interested in now that we've discussed it? Is there anyone that actually comes to mind? And I was like, I have a few that I wouldn't mind considering, but obviously because I haven't had that conversation with them yet, or I hadn't at the time, I was like, these are people I wouldn't mind having that conversation with. Are you okay with that? And so we had a whole on-ass discussion about it. He was like, I don't know about this person. Maybe we talk about that one a little bit more. And I'm like, that's entirely fair, because this person had caused a little bit of conflict in a friend group recently. And I was like, that might be throwing a little bit of a powder keg in a brand new situation. Totally valid. So we had a big conversation about it. They told me who they were interested in. And then over time, we approached the people that we were interested in. And we were like, hey, so something new happened. Do you want to be a part of that? And kind of had that conversation where it was like, like obviously understanding like for, Candy and I, the rules of that he is my primary. So if he needs me or something that he and I are doing will take precedent in like regards to like scheduling and things like that. But we will also respect when the other has time set aside for their other partner, things like that. And so it's like it's a bit of a balancing act, but it is definitely a moment of like where we actually had that conversation of like, hey, so is there anyone you're already interested in? Like, is this already like something that you're kind of like curious about? And for me, yeah, all of the people that I have active relationships with in what I consider my actual polyamorous relationship are people I already had like a connection with and I was already interested in. And I was like, these are people I already naturally know I have a good chemistry with, and I could see this going further if they were interested.
Got it.
Rather than like going out and seeking, well, I was about to say a unicorn, but well.
We found one.
I found one.
That's so funny that unicorn's actually a term that's used for like a sexual thing, because I wasn't even thinking about that when I decided that my VTuber persona was a unicorn. And everyone just assumed, oh, you're a unicorn. You're a unicorn. It's like, yeah, I love unicorns. And they're like, no, like you're a unicorn. And I'm like, oh, well, I have been that kind of a unicorn before, but that's not actually why I want to be a unicorn. It's like, oh,
accidental double entendre.
Exactly. Accidental double entendre. It's true. Sky, would you be willing to look into our Kinkism chat and grab one of those questions, whichever one you want, and kind of start the conversation?
Ooh, absolutely. I know exactly the one that I want to take a look at here. One of the first ones, which was, who is in a poly relationship at the moment, and can you shout out your partners if they are also streamers?
Where do you see that?
It's the very first question that Safu grabbed for us.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's under the Fire Nation gift.
Sorry, this white claw got me acting crazy.
Are we like sponsored by White Claw and we don't know it?
We should be at this point. Jesus. God, the way I keep talking about it. All right, go, my friend.
Drink Static that shouts a flavor in another room and is slightly alcoholic.
Yeah, my neighbor apparently wants a White Claw. That's why I'm tasting this right now.
I don't mind starting us off with this question if that's okay.
Go ahead.
My partner is my well, we say my wife. We're not officially married, but we've been together for 14 years, so we're like common law married. Who is also a streamer.
Close enough at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everyone just calls us married. Like, her name is Lady _ Nanaki. She's the one who drew my PNG. It's the one that's jumping around on screen right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, we've been together, like I say, 14 years, and we're still kind of new. We've not really had many partners at the moment outside of each other. So, and my other partners don't stream. So, oh no, that is a lie. The one partner I had, I've had one partner, one time interaction with said partner. But we are friends, and her name. Well, she's actually going for a rebrand right now. So I don't remember that. I don't think she's released the rebrand yet. So I can't say who it is.
That's okay.
I don't want to get it wrong, you know.
Yeah.
Sing it from the heavens when they can.
Yes, absolutely. But my main partner is Lady Nanaki, and she's got all the same stuff. She does Twitch, and she's recently started doing adult sex work as well. And that's been really good for her self-esteem and her own confidence, and she's been loving that. So yeah,
she would have been here with us, but there is a horrible time difference, and some of us do have to sleep. Yeah.
And she has really bad sleep apnea, which has not been dealt with yet. So she actually went to bed really early today, like earlier than you.
Yeah.
So out of it, because she's been getting ready for she's like, she does artwork, and we actually got a convention this weekend. So she's been getting ready for that. So
good luck. Yeah, we love our Lady Nanaki though. So love. So Sky, do one of your partners happen to be streamers?
Well, actually, my primary partner, my fiance, Seth.
Congratulations!
yay!
Yeah, we just recently announced that we were getting married and stuff, and we're actually going to be happening very soon here. June 5th, we're getting married, which is going to be really exciting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Nice. Congratulations.
We've been engaged for so long.
Seth is a very wonderful partner. They have literally broken every single bit of like foundation from like all of like how I've been grown up and everything with the whole monogamy thing, the Christian guilt, so to speak, trying to get through all of that like stuff.
When they called you out, you knew she was the one.
So yeah, they're the ones that I'm getting married to. They're my primary. I absolutely loved them to death. I would not be anywhere near like to this like level of like comfort in the whole polyamorous stuff if it wasn't for them. They really helped me discover all that stuff. And so yeah, they are an amazing artist. Seth Esbet is their name, both on Twitch and on Blue Sky.
What is their name?
And Seth Esbet. I can
link.
There he goes to the chat.
Thank you.
And so they're the ones like everybody is aware of. However, like I do have other people that I am seeing in the background. Some much closer than others. I do have like kind of a little bit of a thing where it's like I am like very demi-romantic, so like I have to have like a very strong like emotional connection to somebody to really consider dating them. And with my now fiance, it literally took a year of us like kind of like sort of dating and having like a bit of a situationship for me to finally figure out, oh okay, yeah, I'm cool with this. I'm good. I'm down with this. So I have other folks in the background. However, I keep everybody else private for the time being, just because like some things aren't so like fully established. Others simply want to keep the relationship private, just for, we're streamers, we're content creators, we do a lot of stuff online, and quite frankly, sometimes the internet doesn't need to be aware of every single relationship that you're in. Some people like to get a little bit too parasocial about it and start making comments, questioning things, getting a little too invested into it. And I mean, heck, honestly, Steph and I were almost like considering just the fact like not even letting the public know about it. However, I foam at the mouth of being able to gush about my partner. So I love being able to do it.
So
That's
cute.
great. Yay.
I love that.
And so,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's a lot of different types of relationships that end up happening in the background and stuff. So while there are definitely a lot of people, like there's people in the sphere and outside of the sphere, I can't shout everybody else out. However, I can definitely shout out my fiance.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Gotta do it.
awesome. Well, Raina, Goddess, what about you guys?
You want to go first, Goddess?
Mine is very short because I am not currently in a relationship.
Got
Well,
it.
there you go.
There you go.
So what are you doing after stream?
Yeah.
This guy out here shooting a shot.
I solely wanted to take my shot, but I got too nervous, so I was like, oh, no. Don't say that.
I
maybe if you'd like a taste of the other fruit.
Oh.
Oh, stop it.
Oh,
mean.
don't stop it. I got a White Claw if you're interested.
I am very. Well, we might have to do a different flavor because you don't seem to be loving that one.
I was just about to say Prism. I mean, a great Prism. Offering this out as a potential pickup line for you. Man, oh, this White Claw is awful. Maybe you can help me get the taste out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This White
Yeah.
Claw is awful. Sit on my face? Wait, is that is that the same?
I feel like that one's more direct. I like
yeah,
it.
Yeah, it is definitely more
We do appreciate a direct unicorn.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good. Raina, did you want to answer that? Or?
Yeah, sure. So, well, my situation, as I mentioned, is a little bit more like I'm openly poly quiet relationships, if that makes sense. Because so like everyone knows, I have Candy, who is also my now fiance.
Yay!
Thank you. I'm still weirded out about it because I'm just like, oh, I never thought this would happen. Not because I didn't think he would propose, but because I was in a relationship for 6 years prior that was with someone who very much was not for marriage at all. So I was like, I'm probably never gonna get married. Okay.
Right.
But no, he's an absolute love. He does not stream, but he does occasionally make content on YouTube. He'll also appear on like, you know, other streams and stuff like that I've done. Like he'll usually be around in Arma, especially if he's my squad lead, things like that. He goes under Corporal Candy Bar, CPL Candy Bar. He actually edited together a video of us playing Blanc together for the first time, and it was really, really cute. He made a music video out of it, and it's very precious. It's one of my most favorite things.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. As for my other partners, I am very proud of them in private, but for like privacy reasons, I do not usually tell who my non-primary partners are. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons is because a previous relationship I'd had, like before the ones that I have now, was with a bunch of streamers, and while we never openly were like, oh yeah, we're in a relationship, a lot of people kind of picked up on it because we were very not subtle about it. But the problem is that when that relationship, that era for me, we Candy has coined the term the polykeg era, which yeah, not wrong. It was exceptionally explosive and not good, and because of that, it was super, super evident when those people were suddenly no longer on my streams, and having people ask about them was very weird.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I tend to try to keep it a little bit more quiet on who I'm like actually like intimate with, because I try not to like. Obviously, I'm knock on wood. I'm very thankful that since the polykeg, nothing like that has happened, and all of my partners have been incredibly lovely and wonderful, and I smooch all of their faces.
Aww.
And if we're in a point where we can, I will 100% shill the ever-loving shit out of them, and more than likely, I have. You just don't know that I'm dating that person. Ha ha. It's my secret, not yours.
It's like that meme, isn't it? It's like
Which meme?
this, where you like pizza and like you don't know which is which.
Oh, we missed,
Exactly.
Oh, your voice kind of cut out, so I missed like the whole
Sorry.
sentence.
Oh, I was just saying it's like the meme where like you say, oh, retweet if you like anal or if you like pizza, and no one will know which is which.
Yep. Why not?
Whereas
both?
in the background, I'm just sat here just like, it's both.
Both.
I like anal and pizza.
I like.
Me
So while
scouring
having
through.
anal. Oh, what?
Me scouring through Raina's like VODs and stuff, like, who has she been shouting out? Who's
Who is it? Who's on the potential list?
And you think she shouts out you, and you're like, "Wait, am I in a relationship with Raina?"
is it me? Was I the one all along?
It was me, Dio.
That's great. I've always been like super private. Yeah, I'm not even really crazy about like PDA. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't mind holding hands.
Lady and I hate it.
I always feel like everything that I'm doing, I don't know. I feel like this is so probably not what people would think of me. I don't mean that good or bad, but like I just always feel like I like to keep to myself how I'm really feeling or what I'm really thinking about things. And so I don't know. I've just always been really private. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even have anything deeper about it. I've never been one to, definitely been one to shout out and give props and love to friends. But even like on the VTubing side, like I'm fiercely anonymous. I don't hint at anything, aside from like maybe some work stuff and whatnot, but that's still not going to reveal who I am. I mean, I just don't want to do that. So I don't know. I love it for other people, and I love hearing about all these fiancés up in this stream. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Long-term love, baby.
yeah,
Long-term love. Gotta love it.
for sure.
And like, I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a really nice thing. Like, it's very understandable, like, especially like for content creators, and like just anybody of the sort who's like has an online presence. Wanting privacy is a very like normal thing. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
we're VTubers. 90% of us don't even want our faces to be shown.
Yeah.
I'm not one
Yeah.
of them. I'll show my face all the time. I'm a handsome motherfucker. All right, I'm gonna use that shit. But like,
yeah.
but like, while I am obviously private about any like relationships I have like in the background and all that stuff, and it took a while for like my partner Steph to be able to, I'm still trying to get used to being able to say fiance. I'm limited on that
Yeah,
shit.
it
They're gonna
takes
be
a
my
while to say
wife
it.
in a couple of months here. Like, I gotta
You're gonna
use
get
that.
used to saying fiance, and then you're gonna fuck up on that one. They're gonna be like, crap, it's wife now.
Oh, I
But,
love it.
But it is kind of like a really funny thing, because like, if like with me being in a polyamorous relationship and stuff, I do really like the idea of like being able to be very open about it. Like I mentioned before, I'm very unapologetically me. Like if I like
Totally.
something, I want to shout it from the heavens. I don't like the idea that I'm being forced to hold something back and I can't like talk about these things. Obviously, given the circumstances and all that stuff. And funny enough, like it took a while for like Seth to warm up to allowing for that kind of thing, because like we basically dated for a year, like properly like started dating for a year until like we actually were open to the public about us being like in a relationship and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those things where it's like, I understand people like want to, PDA, people don't quite like that all that much. And, I'm kind of like of the same volition to an extent and everything.
Yeah.
Because, all kind of comes down to consent, where like, you're not going to go to a public bar or something and start pulling the daddy dom personality out of nowhere or some shit.
No,
And, like, it's going to
absolutely.
be kind of the same thing as
I've met people who have.
yeah, same. But like, you don't want to like always just put that energy out there in like every single group place. That may not be asking for that kind of thing. But also at the same time, I literally love the idea of me being able to just like go to the public and just be like, hey, everybody, I love my wife.
Yeah, there's not wrong with. Oh, shit.
Oh my God. Adorable.
I love the passion. And like he
Adorable.
says, there ain't nothing wrong with being proud of who you are and being unapologetically proud for it. But I think something you mentioned a while ago, Sky, which I wanted to jump on. It's about like it's being openly poly is fine, but like don't make it your whole personality. Like I'm not thinking of anyone in particular, but I've definitely seen people who are poly who will bring it up every chance they get. They'll talk about like their different partners and stuff. We're like, that's interesting because my other partner who I've been with has said this. And I'm like, dude, we're talking about baguettes. What are you on about? What we didn't? No one asked. No one asked about this. It's like there's being proud and there's being obnoxiously proud to the point where you know what I mean. And that would be my
between pride and ego.
Yes. Boom. I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah.
No, the way you described it immediately, I was like, oh yeah, no, it's because pride is power, but not like obnoxious. Ego is you're making up for pride in lieu of something else. It's like you don't don't do that. That's not cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Would someone? I will read this out. This is from Rune Wolf. Is there any kind of balance you have in your poly relationships, and how do you structure it? I think we talked a little bit about that, and you can talk about present or past relationships and how you worked on that balance. I mean, again, it's communication. Like, and there's one comment I wanted to make, Sky, on something you said where like it took you like a whole year. Like, would you also consider that year that you were discussing it and thinking about it, you were also growing? Like, there's a lot
absolutely.
of, right? There's a lot of self-growth that I mean, shit, lessons can be learned in a day, and you're like, well, fuck me, I'm not the same person I was yesterday after I learned this fucking thing that I'm now processing, right? Like, growth happens, can happen quickly, but I mean, for what we're talking about right now, that does take a long time to process. That's a lifestyle change. So regarding balance, I mean, how would you be able to have a successful poly relationship if you didn't have balance?
I would be so happy to jump on that question.
Yeah, do it.
Go for it.
So, for me, for people who have followed me and stuff, I don't really talk about like a lot of like my, interpersonal relationships behind the screen and stuff. There's a lot of people that I talk to behind screens that you don't see all the time, like on my channel and everything, because I just like making friends with people. I talk to them all the time. It doesn't always have to be about the content shit. But when it comes to structure of how I handle my relationships and everything, I basically kind of like have 3 circles initially. The most inner circle is the person I am like properly dating, like the people who I give all of my intimacy to, all of my secrets, all of my comfort. They are people that I am willing to be vulnerable with. If you know me for a long enough, you find out I don't like the idea of showing my vulnerabilities. I just don't. Like, I don't trust a lot of people with that kind of thing. I can handle myself, and it's just kind of something that I tend to do. And so the idea of allowing myself to be vulnerable with somebody into that like state where I'm allowed to like show my deepest weaknesses to those people. And like, I call them my partner. Like, I'm weird when it comes to like terms or like names when it comes to these kind of things. So like, I might be seeing somebody like in a bit of a situationship kind of thing, or, just casually flirting about and stuff. But when I call somebody my partner, that is somebody that I am actively dating at that time. Like, that is somebody who I care for very deeply, and I allow to see those vulnerabilities. Second in the ring would be like, in the circle outside of that would be people that I am flirting with, people that I am very much interested in, I am sexual with, somebody who like I do spend time with and everything, and kind of like have like a little bit of that aspect of like, I'm allowing for more emotional connections and kind of like still being very chill with all things, like not really looking into getting into a relationship, not looking for the commitment of it, but very much do still care for each other and all that stuff. And, being able to be friends with benefits, all that jazz. And then basically like the third ring of it, and pretty much almost the last one, is just basically, hey, if I vibe, I vibe. We f***ing is cool. That's it. And like, and I guess like way outside the very far ends of the ring is a secret fourth ring that people forget actually exists when it comes to me. The people I actually won't or anything. It's just like, yeah, you guys are out there, you're cool, but I ain't doing that.
Nice. Does anyone else have anything to add, or Sky, you still going?
Just one last little thing. So that's kind of like how I'm able to structure that in a way to make it so that way it's very clear what boundaries and expectations are kind of being laid and met, because communication is very important on these kind of things. And listen, I'm going to be real here with all, and some of you guys will be aware of this kind of thing when it comes to being in a polyamorous relationship, especially like in the BDSM community and everything. I'm not very familiar with BDSM stuff entirely. I've just dipped my toes in it basically. I'm the like silly guy with the wide eyes who go, wow, these things are neat over here. Whoa, what do I do with
They
this?
look tight.
You're the person who
This
walks
real
into
leather.
a sex expo not realizing what they walked into.
But
You guys playing Dungeons and Dragons?
but basically
Roll for initiative.
But basically, like with all those things, I have to be very like I'm always been like communicative and stuff, and lack of communication is a big pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
However, I understand I am in a position where communication is extremely important to constantly keep that, because I am a cishet white man in a polyamorous relationship. And that is something that is like a very common thing that has difficulties with people will end up seeing, is the fact that like commonly guys like me don't actually handle it well, or like they're like, oh yeah, I'm polyamorous, and then completely break the trust of it and everything. It's a common issue that has been in these circles and stuff. So you have to make sure that you present a very good example of, no, I understand what this is supposed to be, and make sure to keep on that stuff, because it's very easy and fragile to break that kind of trust in that sort of position. So you always want to make sure to present that as best as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I am good now. I apologize.
No.
No, you're totally fine.
I'm done.
I'm done. Next.
I'm done. Sweet, please.
We have okay. Again, this is open forum, so anyone can jump on this one too. From Flame Hashira. So here's a question: how do you feel about other partners meeting each other?
Super jazzed for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was actually because kind of piggybacking off of like the previous thing as well, because like talking about like having a balance. As I mentioned before, Candy's and my relationship transformed from a monogamous relationship into a polyamorous relationship, where I was the one that wanted to initiate polyamory. So of course I'm the one that's a little bit more gung-ho about it. I'm a little bit more like, yeah, let's do this, let's figure stuff out. Whereas he's a little bit more like, dip the toes into the water, be a little bit more cautious, be a little bit more careful, take a little bit more time to kind of think about stuff. And one of the things that we talked about was, all right, we've been in these relationships, these connections with these people that we've been with now for a little while. How do we feel about the idea of ever actually seeing these people? Because a lot of these relationships beyond his and mine is digital. And with the hope of one day turning it into something more physical. Because I'm in a poly relationship with, obviously I'm engaged to Candy with my primary, and I live with him. But then I have two like core partners, and then another partner that's almost entirely emotional. But the other core partners are people I would very much like to see. They're people I want to actually like go visit one day, and possibly perhaps maybe fingers touch, give a smooch, and more. So things like that. And we ended up in actually a situation where he was actually going to be able to see one of his partners before I would see one of mine, just due to the situation at hand, that we were all going to be in kind of the same place at the same time. And so while we were there, I've been the one to kind of like plan the trip and everything like that. And he's like, hey, so this is a thing. And I didn't think we'd be talking about this soon, because I didn't know. Everything else has been kind of up in the air. Are you okay with me spending time with this person when we're on this trip? And I'm like, spending time with them? I want you to go on a date with them if you can.
Aw.
Like, if you guys can find mutual time, I want you guys to go on a date. I want you to actually have, like, time to spend together away from me to give yourselves the chance of having, like, kind of, not to word it weird, but, like, I guess the real relationship experience of being able to actually go on a one-on-one date with a person you're interested in. Something beyond a screen, something beyond just a voice call or a video call. I'm like, if you have this opportunity, I want you to take it with both hands and run with it. And I also told him, I also know that you're still getting used to the idea of me doing the same, so I'm going to tell you this right now. You going on this date, and whatever happens on this date, you have my full consent to be comfortable, physical, and connected with this other person. You have my consent. I am fully up for it. But I do not expect you to immediately give me that green light as well, because this is so much newer for you. And I want you to kind of digest the experience yourself before coming back to me, and then we can talk about if I get that opportunity to spend time with, like, someone in person,
that is so
if I am going to be granted
considerate.
those same graces.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Here's the thing,
Considerate.
if it wasn't for Candy and his patience and understanding with me, I wouldn't be, honestly, I wouldn't be a streamer right now. I wouldn't be, like, doing what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't be in the situation where I could explore and finally, well, it's gonna sound so sappy, I can finally accept a part of myself I've kept sheltered for a long time due to communities and society telling me that it was wrong to want to love more than one person.
Yeah.
And he gave me the opportunity to give that a chance. He gave me that opportunity to go, I want you to feel loved. I want you to know that you're not caged. I just will occasionally need reminders that I am enough, and it is not about me not being enough. And I'm like, of course, that is absolutely something I'm happy to do anyways, but I want you to take this time to explore these feelings with this other person, and we're not even going to discuss my side of it until we get back home, because I don't want you to have this feeling like it's a looming shadow. I don't want you to have to worry that this is going to be a bad conversation. And so he went, he had his date, he had a good time, they got to spend some time together. And quite literally, like, he came in, like, and I was the supportive mom. I was laying on the bed reading a book and was like, hey, how'd the date go?
I love that.
Yeah, and then we had to talk about it later on. We had a whole conversation about it later where I was like, okay, now that some time's been to digest, how did you feel about going on the date? I didn't even talk about my side of things. I just wanted to know, how did he actually feel about it? He's like, a little awkward, but it was still nice. And I think a big part of why it was a little awkward was because he's like, I felt constantly aware that you weren't there because I'm not used to that. And I'm like, oh, that's very sweet. But you did enjoy yourself? He's like, oh yeah, no, I had a good time. And I'm actually really glad that I got to spend that time with them. And so then a while later we talked about me, and it's like, I am okay with you. Like, if we're ever in a situation where you were able to go see your other partners, you can go see them. And kissing, totally okay. The other stuff, we're going to give it some time and get to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally valid.
But yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Well,
Yeah, I can
especially when
definitely. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. Yeah, which is when you're the person bringing someone who is not fully open of the poly mindset into a potential poly situation, you got to be gentle, you got to be patient, because there's I'm obviously going to be more ready for stuff than Candy is, but the fact that he's so patient with me and us both figuring this out together makes me a lot more comfortable in taking that time. And like, you know, I'm also a lot less impulsive than I was just a few years ago. So it doesn't hurt that I'm like, I'm okay with taking a little bit of time, because it also means that it makes more of those genuine feelings grow.
That's wonderful. Gosh,
Yeah, it's so cool.
Again.
Gosh, I want to go on a date with you too. I love the way you communicate. Like, that's, oh God,
Yeah.
I'm after that so, like, all the time. I'm just after, like, fucking tell me what's going on. Does this work for you?
Prism, I will happily take you on a lovely date.
I'm just exhausted from mixed signals. I'm exhausted from not understanding what's going on. I'm exhausted from being told one thing and then somebody doing the opposite. When all I want to do is just connect. I'm very demi-romantic, like very demi-romantic. I have to have a connection. And I just find that the connections that people are interested in with me aren't nearly what I'm after. It's just exhausting. So I find that whenever I talk to people that are in a polyamorous mindset, and that's how they have their relationships, they're smarter, they're more communicative, they have a lot of consideration. Like, it's just because of what you have to do in order to keep those relationships successful. You can't be a moron and have successful relationships with more than one person, because or you're a liar and you're good at it, right? Like, because we know there's such things as people called cheaters, but we're not talking about.
You said something really poignant there, actually. Because you can have a relationship, but to make communication and actually having that conversation is what gives you a successful relationship.
Yeah.
Because, like, I had a relationship with absolutely terrible people, and one particular who did not stop lying to everyone involved. That was still a relationship, but fuck, it wasn't a successful one.
No. I just find that people who have polyamorous relationships, they just seem happier. Seem happier. I don't know. That's a judgment. You know, people always think judgments are negative, but judgments can be positive too. I am judging polyamorous people insane. You seem to have your shit together.
How dare you?
You just seem to have your shit together, and there's something to be said about how you structure your time with people, how you communicate about it, how you not only, I love this. Not only is there a vested interest in yourself to make sure that you are a fulfilled and happy person, but also, hey, people that I also fucking love, how do we get you to get what you want too? It's not just about me.
Yeah.
And I don't know any monogamous people, hardly, that have that kind of mindset. And that's just what I've experienced with friends who are poly. I don't know for me if I am or not. I think it would have helped if I could have had a good experience. But I'm also not of the mindset where it's like, well, that sucked. Well, fuck that. I'm never going back. Fuck you, Kicks Rocks. No, I'm not like I'm not like that at all. Drink this Red Claw. No. Oh, God, Red Claw. White Claw. Fuck. I meant to say White Claw, not Red Claw. Oh, my
Hey,
God.
Red Claw.
What a Freudian slip. What a Freudian.
Drink
Don't
this Red
clip
Claw.
it. Don't clip that and send that to Red Claw. That's so funny. I don't. Well.
So
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
the funny thing about that is the fact that, like, I'm actually the really opposite spectrum. One of the things that like made me so like assured that I was not poly at the time, and the fact that it took me so long to figure out whether or not I would be, is the fact that from my experience, whenever I saw anything to do with like open relationships, polyamorous relationships, every single one of those through the time, like the years that I have ever witnessed it, crashed and burned unbelievably terribly. It was a horrendous mess almost every time with that stuff.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, lack of communication.
Okay.
Very easily. Like, that's like one of the biggest things here. And lack of communication, also just kind of like a very heavy mishandling of a situation and not understanding both the people involved, whether it's each other or even themselves.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that, like, sometimes people will do something like, oh, I need to open up this relationship to fix everything. And those people who opened up the relationship are not polyamorous. Like, they're not like into open relationships or anything, but they just go and think, well, let's see what our options are. See if we come back to this, and they don't come back to that.
Yeah.
And just it's been a lot of it is definitely communication stuff, which is terrible, and that's why I stress so hard about communication being such a very important thing. You got to be like very straightforward about everything. Transparency, 100%. And the other thing that was interesting, you were talking about stuff like, for me, like with me being demi-romantic and everything, like it already takes me like a while for me to like get that emotional investment to allow somebody to to put it in a really corny way, my heart is extremely caged and locked away. I will allow people to see it and I will allow people to hear it, but I will not allow anybody to touch it. And so it takes a while to be able to get to that point. And the one of the few relationships that I had, one of them was with my best friend of 14 years.
Wow.
And she treated me absolutely horribly. She treated me honestly worse when we were dating than when we were friends.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the relationships that I had, I just didn't really feel actually cared for or even respected in those times. And they were rough. And it was just like, well, why do I want to even date anymore and stuff? Like, I'm just good with what I've got. Like, I go around, I flirt, I'm happy. The people I'm flirting with are happy. Everything is all copacetic. Why do I got to worry about it? And so, like, it was definitely like a defining thing of like, okay, I'm definitely not polyamorous. Several years later, oh, I'm polyamorous.
I'm polyamorous. Oh, geez.
And yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, going back to what Raina was saying, it's very much how me and Lady were like. When I remember when we were first trying to talk about her being with another person, she was very worried about it, because we talked about us both being together with this person, and I said, you know what, babe, it seems like you're unsure about how to feel in this situation, so maybe it'd be best right now if you and this friend of ours, why don't you two go off and you have that time? Because to me, as far as I'm concerned, Lady's happiness is a peak above my own. Like, if she's not like happy and satisfied or whatever, I'm not doing a job. You know what I mean? I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do in the relationship. And so I was and she's been burned in previous relationships, so she had that harder time. So I told her, I'm like, babe, I'm there, and I think you need to go out first. Very much like what you did, Raina. Is I said to her, go and have that experience, and I'll do that. I'll be over here, and you just go and see how it makes you feel. And if you think that, if you felt good about doing it and it was a good experience and it was positive, then we know we're on the right track. Plus, Spider-Man 2 had just come out, and I really wanted to play that. So I was all. That's not even a joke. When one of the first times she hooked up with my friend, I was downstairs playing Spider-Man 2. Being like, hell yeah, this is awesome. I can not play it.
And
It just
got
come out.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, we were both happy. So like,
Fantastic.
So I do have like a kind of a addition, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I since I've kind of been very openly poly since having any sort of real relationships in my adult life, so I'm always very forward, like, hey, I am poly, this is kind of what that means for me and how it works, and if that doesn't work for you, then maybe this can't work out. I have the opportunity to kind of talk to a bunch of different people who kind of who might not be all the way on board, or I've experienced people who are fully monogamous, or like dating friends and things like that. And I've kind of realized several things about relationships as a whole. A lot of people think that being poly means that you can kind of pick and choose people to fulfill parts of yourself or your partners that like, okay, well, this person doesn't have XYZ traits that I would like in a partner. So I need to go and find, this token partner to fulfill those needs. And there are a lot of misconceptions about like what being poly really is. And I think, as far as I can hear and I'm aware, a lot of us who are poly, at least in this conversation, like emotions are a big factor in that. We're not just like picking and choosing random people based on little things that our main partner doesn't fulfill in us, because you're already creating a shaky foundation when you do that. But aside from all of that, I think because of the society that we've all grown up in, and religion and all these other things that might deter you from even trying that lifestyle, there's a lot of unlearning that people have to do. There's a lot of learning about self-love and acceptance, because a lot of people don't even try it or feel like they can't because they think there's something wrong with them. You have to be able to be honest with yourself about your needs, but also being open to hearing people out about theirs too. Because I think a lot of people who are like, I'm poly and you just have to deal with that, they don't really consider how that's going to make their partner feel, especially if they're already in a relationship when they figure that out.
Yeah,
so
that was a whole conversation.
Yeah. So you really have to. I feel people need to slow down and not just have conversations in such a way where you're just like blurting everything that's out of your heart, because that's communication, but communication also includes listening to and being patient with people and trying to understand where people come from. I think if people automatically like don't agree with your polyamory, are they are dealing with trauma and they respond to things a certain way, then you immediately kind of get defensive, and then you get into these big spats or whatever the case is. But I try to slow down and actually hear people and try to see things objectively, like why they feel the way that they feel. I try to communicate completely, not just about what I think, but also how I feel, because I feel like those things are different. You can think one thing and feel differently about the same thing. So I think it's not just having just general communication. I think it's having meaningful communication, in both in speaking and also in listening, and trying to be patient, especially if you're already with a partner. But if you're interested in somebody who's willing to kind of give it a try, sometimes, yes, some people will say, yeah, I'm more than willing to give it a try to make you happy, but it doesn't make them happy, but they're still willing to try it. And so a lot of times, like, the poly person will be like, well, I just don't want to do it anymore because it doesn't make you happy. Well, that's kind of negating that other person's feelings, because they're willing to try for you too, right? So like there's like a lot of conversations, like deeper conversations and surface of like, I need to tell you how I feel about a thing, but like really understanding how your partner feels about the thing, or your potential partners feel about something, and really building with each other good steps forward, not like rush steps, like, okay, we're poly now, so I'm gonna go fuck a bunch of people and then I'll be back. Like
So pop out.
Yeah. I'll be back
go
later.
buy a shop, get some milk, go fuck some people. 10 minutes. You're out.
Yeah, so
I'm poly.
Get milk,
We're
give
poly
milk,
now. Bring me along.
Yeah, so I feel like there's like really being patient, understanding your partner's frustrations, or understanding if somebody's who's interested in you, who's willing to give it a try, if you're patient, understanding what their needs are and what they're asking, and being clear about what your needs are and your own boundaries, and understanding their boundaries and all of that.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No. Finish your thought, because I just want to build upon what you're saying, but I don't want to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just gonna I read something that someone said in the chat, and they said it's a shame my communication skills are lacking. Communication skills is something you build only by practice.
Yep.
And
100%.
you can't, you first have to acknowledge that they're lacking, so you did, right? But then you have to say, okay, like, I'm going to try to be more communicative. I'm going to try to listen more when someone's talking. I'm going to be open to hearing what my partner has to say, even if I don't like it, which is fine. You don't have to like everything that everyone says, but still be willing to listen to them without screaming at them for being honest with you, right? So like,
Yes.
all of
discussion
that
isn't an attack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you, Rev, are you looking in chat? Tea with Trixie just sent a really nice chat there.
Well said, Rev, as someone who started into it. Oh, thank you, Trixie.
I mean, yeah, what I'm getting from everyone, and this is why after Raina said what she said a minute ago, I was like, okay, when are we going on a date? Because what I hear is it's not just, thanks for the follow. It's not just the person stating, hey, listen, I'm polyamorous and this is what I need and this is how I am and I can't change that and this is my journey. Are you with me or not? Love you so much. This is what I need. It's, hi, this is what I need. Let's talk about how that makes you feel. Let's talk about if that works for you. Let's talk about obstacles and why it may not work. Is it completely like a no, or can we have an open discussion? Like it's being just super considerate. I've had some conversations with people who brought some other stuff to the table and it's like, I don't know if I'm okay with that. And then immediately the judgment and like, well, then you just don't fucking understand or care about my needs. It's like, oh, whoa.
No,
like that's a little extreme.
No relationship. No relationship survives with an ultimatum.
We're done. Like, that's your reaction to me having a reaction. Like, I have to have a reaction. Or I have to be given a fair chance to have a response, not reaction, but response.
Yeah, your feelings are just as valid as the discussion being brought up.
Right.
And to kind of tag on to what Rev said as well, are you doing this just to make your partner happy? That's actually a discussion that Candy and I openly have had. And we actually do a touch base meeting like every so often because I just check in on him. I'm like, hey, I know you're happy with me. Are you still happy with how the relationship dynamic is going? Is there any concerns or things that you have had that you didn't know when to bring them up? And do you want to bring them up now? Or do you want to kind of think some stuff over and we have a talk about it later? Because every now and then, as with everything, relationships grow, relationships change. And especially when you're doing something like a transition relationship or into poly, where maybe neither of you were poly before, one of you was recognized that they were poly and the other one didn't, and the other one's trying it out. There's all these different things that can change and adapt. And I always enjoy when Candy brings something up to me and he's like, hey, I'd like to try this with my partner. Are you okay with that? And I'm like, yes, but I do need to double check. Do I have your consent to do the same with my own partners? And then we have that as a conversation because it's like, as much as I want him to also enjoy and do the things he wants to do, I also need to have that balance where it's like, okay, is it all like give or is it all take? Like, are we comfortable with the balance as it stands? And we actually had to revert a green light thing that we discussed before because he realized he was not comfortable with me doing something that he wanted to do with one of his partners. And I was like, okay, then we need to talk about why, because this is not healthy if I'm giving you the yes and you're taking it, but every time I ask it's a no. We need to figure out why that is and what about that is not okay. And then he realized, like, actually, yeah, no, that's very power shifted balance, but it's not very good. And so we had a conversation about it. We reverted the decision and we all talked to our partners about it. We were like, listen, this is a thing that's, it changed. We're working on it. We're figuring out where comfort levels lie. And we're in a healthier place now because of it, because there's no, because a big worry is quiet growing resentment of making like compromises that or making agreements that turn from like, okay, well, why can't I do this though? And especially if one side's allowed to do something that the other isn't. That can be really tricky, and especially if you don't know why the other person isn't okay with it yet. So it's a whole conversation that has to happen, and sometimes you do have to say no, because you need to be able to find out why it's a no. You have to find out why it's the way that it is, and where that discomfort or that unsure ground is coming from. And it's not an easy conversation. I will say straight out the gate, like, well, like, Prism, very, very sweet of you to say. It's like, you guys, like, you seem to know, like, you're, like, what you're coming from, and, like, you understand your stuff better. But I'll be totally blunt and say, like, I've fucked up before. I've fucked up many times, and it's one of the reasons I'm slightly better at handling it now, is because I fucked up so much in the past. But there's always going to be, like, no matter how good your conversation skills are and how good your communication skills are, you have to understand that sometimes you're gonna put your foot in your mouth, because this is also very strongly emotions based, and you have to just be patient with each other. And I said it before, that, like, don't turn a discussion into an argument and an attack. Like, trying to bring up something that's uncomfortable is not ever going to isn't ever going to be comfortable, because that's the point of the conversation. It's an uncomfortable topic. It's like, you don't want to have to talk about this thing because it's like, I don't know if they're going to respond great to this, or I don't really know how I feel about this yet. It's going to be so much worse if you don't have that conversation, but you have to have patience and understanding, and recognize that the person in front of you is someone that you care about. If you're at a point where you're like, I want to explore a different path of a relationship with you, you have to understand that there was a reason for that. And because of that reason, you got to give that person grace.
Yeah, if your partner ever comes up to you and tries to start that conversation, be like, hey, babe, what do you think about polyamory? Like, don't take it as, like, an attack on you. Like, it's not, like, I feel like this is something that would be effective more, like, if a man was told, especially, like, I feel like if a man was told by his partner, hey, babe, how do you feel about going poly? A lot of men would take that as kind of, like, personal, because it's like, why? Am I not good enough? Like, why? Like, you don't need to do that. If they've asked that question, they obviously feel comfortable enough in the relationship to have that discussion. And I think exactly what you're saying, it's having that discussion of why they feel that way, and how getting your feelings across about it, not just being like, well, what's wrong? Why do you feel that way? What's wrong with me? Like, the minute you take that tense, that defensive position, it's just going to be an argument that's just going to not go anywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I can understand both sides. I mean, if it's coming out of left field, but then again, if your partner's reacting that way and getting defensive, it's like, reevaluate. Well, I'm with you if you're going to attack me for expressing a concern or a need. I feel like if you're honest about everything, you should be allowed to bring up anything to your partner, even if you like White Claws. You should be able to say that. Now, I will judge you, but just kidding. I want to do a quick check-in. It is we have been going for 2 hours. I know there's some more questions, but I know we all have work and things, and I don't want anyone to feel that they're, stuck here, they can't get out. If anyone needs to dip, I totally understand. I do want to get to the rest of these questions, but I also want to make sure that I'm being respectful of your time.
Well, I want to say this. It's 3 o'clock in the morning here.
Yes.
I am not tired, because I'm having such a wonderful time being amongst you wonderful people. I'm loving this. I'm not even remotely tired. Oh. Not even a yawn.
Fantastic.
I think you are some of the nicest, most wonderful people I've ever had a conversation with, and I feel it's important to take time. We all need to take. I am, but we all have to take a moment out of our day to recognize beautiful, wonderful people, and you are all beautiful, wonderful people, and I feel very humbled and honored to sit here among you. I'm absolutely fine to keep going.
Oh, okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay, that sounds good. Does anyone else need to dip?
For me, I can stay a little longer, but I do have a meeting after this.
Okay.
So I have to dip eventually.
Okay, that sounds good. What about you?
I'm pretty good. I mean, the only thing I might need to do is stand up for a second so I can go open a window, because it's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
And not just because of the wonderful company.
Raina, you good?
I'm totally good to keep going for a bit.
Okay. I want to get to some more of these questions. Okay, this is a good one. This is from BZ. How do you think someone can learn to outgrow their jealous tendencies if they really want to? That's a slippery slope. So for my experience when I was with the couple, and like I said, that they really weren't stating that they were polyamorous. They were just stating that they wanted a girlfriend. And I did ask them, well, you're wanting to add someone to the relationship, but one of the early questions I asked was, so if this starts to not go well, then I'm the one that gets cast out, right? Because you guys are the couple and I'm the add-on. And they're like, well, we don't want you to think of yourself that way. And I'm like, but that's what I am. And I did. Oh, thanks for the raid. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Pirate King. Thanks for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. Hello. Assassin's Creed.
A fellow pirate. Ahoy.
Ahoy. Yes. But I was like, I just need to be clear on that. And they're like, well, yeah, like they had plans to get married and everything. They just wanted a girlfriend. They just both wanted a girlfriend. But I remember one of the things that the guy would talk to me about was she's not really sure how on board she is with this, but it's something that we're talking about. And like I said, like I already told the story in the beginning, I always thought that she probably wasn't really okay with it. And then maybe she was just trying to be okay with it for him. Which is why, like, the argument
It's already slippery slope.
Right, and the argument that we had ended up her, like, well, I don't want to date you anymore. And it's like, okay, but what happened really wasn't, like, I don't want to judge how you feel about what I did because I did something wrong, and that's for me to take responsibility for and apologize. And I never, ever say to the other person that they're making, you're overreacting. Never, ever say that. However, the thing that happened ending a relationship, I didn't think that just kind of surprised me, especially with him being okay with it. Again, we can't what's right for someone isn't right for someone else. But anyway, I always felt like, I don't know if she was just really 100% on board with me. And I think that she was a little jealous. And so your question, oh, it's already crossed out. Wait. Saku, which don't cross them out.
I can still read it.
Talking about him. Okay, yeah. I just couldn't find it.
Fair dues.
Yeah. Saku, how do you learn someone can learn to? Oh my God, Sakushin, don't cross them out. Wait, where's the question?
How do you think someone can learn to outgrow their jealous tendencies if they really want to?
Okay. Okay. Right. So here's my answer. That they may not want to, and that might not be something that they are able to do. Therefore, a polyamorous relationship might not be the right relationship for them.
I can kind of say that too. I'll let you go first, X.
I was gonna say, outgrowing is like with anything. It takes time. I think you can outgrow it, but takes time, and it's a slow process. Like, you're not like, take baby steps, do little things, tiny little adjustments, and see how you feel. And again, and I know we keep saying this, the magic word, it's communication. Yeah. Keep talking to your partner and keep finding that little something in how so let's say let your partner do something with someone else just randomly. Depends how, and it depends how, quote unquote, how your jealous tendencies are, really. Like, if you're like so jealous, like of them being with someone else, then start slow there. If the very idea of them being with another person without you sets you off, then that's a harder place to start from, because it's like, well, how do you start from that? You go from just having a text chat and go from there, or so it's a long process, like growth usually is. It doesn't happen overnight. And if you want to put in the work and actually look at yourself and ask yourself these questions and put yourself out there, you can outgrow them, but you've got to, it's time. And it's just, you just learn it by trying a little bit in that direction, a little bit every day, a little bit, not a mile, an inch a day. little bit every single time. And
Yeah.
eventually you'll get to a point you don't want to go, and then that's your line. That's where you say, that's as far as I'm okay with this. And then you talk to your partner, and then that's where you say to your partner, and you go, okay, now we have that line. We can work our relationship from that line, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. And Alana also, hi Alana, hello pretty kitty, actually brought up a very very good point that honestly I really do agree with as well. That jealousy isn't necessarily jealousy can turn into a toxic emotion and a toxic situation. Do not get me wrong. I had that in the polykeg, where the person, the other femme presenting person in the poly group that I was in, she couldn't decide whether she wanted to be with me, be me, or beat me. And it really was turning into a problem because she started to turn everything into a competition. And it was really rough because I started to feel, I genuinely started to feel used because I actually had genuine feelings for her. I loved her. But she ended up kind of taking what was going on, and she kind of played on my feelings to have another person wanting her, but then would trash talk me to the other people. And then every time, looking back on it now, I realize a lot of our conversations was me validating her and her feelings and reminding her that she was her own person and she was beautiful and she didn't need this validation from me. She should know this on her own. And a lot of times, a lot of that jealousy can come from feelings of not having a certain layer of confidence in yourself and a certain level of pride in yourself and who you are. It's as we talked about earlier, the difference between pride versus ego. Pride is knowing and having a solid foundation of I'm good at this. I'm proud of myself for this because I'm damn good at it and I'm happy with myself because of this. Ego is I need people to validate how good I am at this thing, and I need to talk about it a lot, and if I don't, then it somehow equates to me not being good at this thing, and that's now going to become everyone else's problem, which unfortunately was how it turned out. So how do you think someone can learn to outgrow their jealous tendencies if they really want to? The problem that comes from that question, and it's not necessarily a problem, it's the wrong word, but it's kind of counterintuitive because someone will only outgrow their jealous tendencies if they really want to. And if they really want to, they'll start kind of expressing, hey, I'm having these gross feelings inside and I don't like it and I don't know why. And so it has to become this conversation of okay, why are you jealous? What is it that you're jealous of? And in my polykeg situation, she was jealous of the attention I received and when people spoke positively towards me, because for some reason she was equating it to her not being as good. She was equating my success to her downfall. And it was really a rough situation because, and in a small way, I don't blame her entirely because I didn't find out until later that the person who brought me into this polycule relationship, which is a whole other thing, is the difference between a polyamorous relationship versus a polycule. But then there was a raid.
Sorry, Paranorma. Thank you.
No, it's okay.
Raid. Oh my God.
How dare you have a raid? Come on.
Yeah, how dare.
Welcome in, Raiders. We are having a talk on polyamory. So thank you so much. I hope you had a good stream, Paranorma. I love you. How are you? I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, go ahead.
Also, your name is fantastic. I love that, Paranorma. That is fantastic. I like that a lot.
Fantastic.
Adorable.
She is a super talented singer, and yeah, Paranorma's she's amazing. I hope you had a good stream, BB. It's been a minute since we've talked. I love you. I love you.
Excuse me while I give a cheeky follow.
I'm gonna give a cheeky follow as well.
Please.
Oh my goodness, your design is adorable.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yep, that's an immediate follow.
Hell yeah.
She's precious.
Yeah.
Thank you for the raid, my darling. Go ahead.
But yeah, so it's tricky because the thing is, if someone wants to actually outgrow their jealousy, they not only have to face that they are jealous, but they also have to acknowledge that it is something they want to fix, and it's not something other people are to fix for them. Because that was the problem with that ex-partner, was that she wanted her solution to her jealousy was having other people validate her and having other people justify her existence and her spot in the relationship, which of course was immensely toxic and was really bad because it turned into I have to be in the center, otherwise I am the nothing, and that's really, really bad. And it's understandable to be like envious of stuff, but you shouldn't want to like take away from another person or from that like another person's time with your partner, your primary, or whoever.
No.
If it's starting to turn into a situation where you are jealous and you want to fix it, you need to bring it up as soon as you start noticing those negative feelings, because the only thing sitting on them is going to do is it's going to make them grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have some comments about that too.
Yeah.
I think it's important to piggyback off of what Raina said is assessing why someone is jealous, because it's the only way to fix it is to understand where it's coming from. I believe that it is fixable, but it's entirely why do you want to fix it? Are you wanting to fix it because you feel like that's the gateway to making your partner happy? Or are you wanting to fix it because you'd rather not feel those feelings anymore? Because if you're trying to fix it for someone else, it might not be as successful as quickly, rather than you wanting to fix it for yourself because you know you don't like the way that you feel. You know that feeling like this isn't something that you want to be part of your personality.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the very first step, like understanding why. Is this are you feeling jealousy, or are you feeling unfulfilled? So a conversation I have with my partners when I have them is like, okay, are you feeling happy and fulfilled in the relationship? Like, do you feel like you're getting everything you need? Do you feel like you're getting enough time? Do you feel like, like, are you getting what you need out of this?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is no, right, and that person feels like you're giving it to someone else instead of them, is it that they're jealous, or is it that they feel like they're not getting what they need?
Right.
So some things can feel like, they're just jealous of my other partner, but are you giving that partner what they need to be happy in the relationship in the first place? Is that something that you guys can discuss as a couple? What can you do to fix and make them feel more comfortable and more fulfilled in the relationship? So there are multiple things I feel that can lend to feelings of what we would call jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
It could be on a relationship level, it could be on a personal level, it could be a trauma-based thing, it can be a confidence thing, it could be any number of things.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can be multiple things all at once.
Yeah.
So I think
Those are always fun.
yeah. So I think being patient with yourself, and if you're dealing with someone who's experiencing jealousy but doesn't want to, I think being willing to talk to them and not feeling annoyed with their jealousy isn't really important, because then they'll clam up and not want to be honest with you when they're feeling it, and that's never fun.
Mm-hmm.
Being open and honest, yes, of course, about what you're feeling when you're feeling it, but also willing to take steps to fix it, because you can want all you want to, but if you're not actually trying to have the conversations and actively trying to dig deep into your relationship and everything to figure out what's going on, you're never going to fix it. So there's one thing about wanting to, but understanding why you want to and actually doing the things to try to fix it is a whole thing entirely.
Yeah, being neglected feels so awful. And I know just in an experience that I've had before, you know, and I was led to think that I was somehow bad at being in a relationship, and I had awful communication skills, and I was inconsiderate, and I was selfish, and this was just like beaten into me, and it was horrible, you know, because we would have a lot of conversations, and I would be like, well, you're not sharing stuff with me, and I don't know what's going on, and are you dating someone else? And it was just gaslight. And so, but then I realized, you know, I'm actually not a horribly jealous, possessive, selfish person. I was with someone who was extremely neglectful, dishonest, and who really got off on gaslighting me. It was very awful. And it's that quote that I saw years ago, and it was like, I thought I was a bad friend, and then I just realized I was surrounded by assholes. Like,
yeah.
Like if
Oh,
you're
boy.
if you're in
Yeah.
the if you're in the
God,
company,
that rings fucking true.
yeah. If you're in the
That one
company,
hit
yeah,
deep.
it really does. But it's like it's super related to what I'm saying though. It's like, oh, I thought I was like this bad girlfriend, you know, and it's like, actually no, I'm kind of fucking badass. I just was with someone who was trying to do what they knew how to do because they were not great.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you know, it's man, yeah. Anyway, the end. I just
There's
yeah.
There's a post I saw on Blue Sky the other day that going what you were just saying about being a good friend and stuff that I think you'll appreciate. It's basically a guy with a little whiteboard sign, but on the sign it says, "The peace I feel without your presence in my life is worth being the villain in your story." I'm like,
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like
such a
that.
good phrase. It's like,
like
so
that.
That is so good.
I saw that line, and oh man, I have unfortunately felt that way too many times. Of just like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather just not have you in my life. If it means
I want
get
that on a
that
fucking
peace.
t-shirt.
I'll be your villain. Fine, whatever. Dude.
Yeah, and that is worth
No,
it to have
absolute.
your piece back. Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, but Goddess, did you were you finished making your point? Did you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm pretty much done. But the TLDR is I think it's important for you to assess if what you're feeling is jealousy or if what you're feeling is a lack of fulfillment from whatever that is, right? If you're with somebody who's doing things that make you feel jealous, are you jealous because of whatever, like you just have the feelings of jealousy, you just don't like seeing them with someone else, or is it because you wish that person would give you that same level of attention? Because
Yeah.
those are two different things,
Mhm.
and they are two different solutions.
Yep. Yeah. That's
100%.
well said. Well
Mm.
said. Okay. And this is from Innocent Bystander. Do poly individuals normally figure out if they're poly? Oh, we kind of talked about this. Oh, but
we
I
kinda
mean, this
went over
question
that.
was from like two hours ago. What'd you say? What'd you say, Raina? What was that?
No, I was gonna say, yeah, we kind of like covered the gambit
Yeah.
from like, because we all have touched on a little bit of like the different levels of the relationships and stuff like that. But I think, I would have to say, like, just to kind of touch on it for just a tick, is just no specific poly individual. There's no normal figuring out of being poly or not, because everyone's living situation, cultural situation, life situation will have an implicit impact on the person that they turn into as time goes on. And then the friends, family, and those they keep close will define the future of that.
Totally.
So yeah, like it being able to be in a situation where, like, I wasn't raised in a religious household. I was raised by a single mom. But I also was raised by a mom who, during her era, love her to pieces. She's still figuring herself out. Didn't think bisexuality was actually a thing. It was people couldn't make a decision. And then me trying to explain to her after therapy, so, you know how you felt about bisexuality? do you know what pansexual is? And she's like, no.
Your
And I'm like,
mom's
all
mine.
right, Mom, we're going to make some tea. We're going to have a conversation.
Yeah. My mom doesn't know I'm about polyamory, or she doesn't know that we're polyamorous, and I just have this like image in my head one day that she's gonna like find out that she's gonna see me or Tracy out with a partner of one day, and then she's gonna get the wrong idea and be like, "What's going on there? Why? Did you see who was that person I saw her with?" I was like, "Oh, but all right, let's come sit down, Mum."
Yeah, and that in itself is kind of its own thing as well, is because especially when you discover sexuality differences and then you discover your relationship differences, all like if any of those aren't typical or to the social norms of the area that you're in, can sometimes be a little bit tricky. There's always a chance you never stop coming out, and in my case, that's kind of the way it is. Is like I still remember when my my ex-partner accidentally outed me to his parents because he was in the middle of outing himself.
Oh no.
And he apologized. We had a big talk about it later. Thankfully, my mom wasn't present because that would have been a whole other conversation. She was across the ocean at that time. I was in the UK for that one. But my ex, his family's in the UK, so we were visiting. We were having a discussion over dinner.
Whereabouts in the UK?
He's a northern boy.
That explains it. Yeah, as a fellow other northern boy myself, can't keep our fucking mouth shut.
I love him to pieces. He's one of my best friends now. But yeah, no, we had a whole conversation. We were at his family's dinner, and then suddenly he was like, "Well, I need you guys to know that I'm pansexual." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Raina is too." And I'm just like, I'm in the middle of like taking a bite of meatloaf, and I'm like,
God.
all right, I guess we're having this conversation.
Oh wow, this bus I've been thrown under is really heavy.
I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. This is fine. This is fine. I'm like, on the plus side, I only have to see these people for maybe 2 weeks out of an entire year, so this is fine.
The vision of him going, "It's okay, Raina is too," and they cut to you, and it's your just mouth full of meatloaf, like, what?
Genuinely, I had a bread roll and some gravy in my mouth, and I was just about to shovel some meatloaf into my face, and I was like, I had this brief moment of like raising my hand, like, "Yep,
oh dear,
me too, I guess."
Dinner competition.
Oh God.
And it was afterwards, we're in his room, and he's like, "So I realized what I did," and I'm like, "I'm glad."
So
I'm glad you figured out what you did
we
wrong
talk
there.
About dinner?
Oh
gosh.
Like...
What a mess.
It's funny enough. It's funny in retrospect, but in the moment, it was mortifying. And it's unfortunate that because things like polyamory is still kind of being figured out. So that meatloaf. But yeah, like that whole kind of conversation of polyamory in the public space is something that's still kind of being figured out, and a lot of people are still kind of like finding their footing with it. And I'm very thankful, like, as I'm sure is evident right now, the people in chat, the people in this call, there are people that are okay with having this conversation and are super chill about it and super lovely about it, and that is fantastic. It's unfortunate that a lot of times when it's people in your day-to-day life, it's a little bit harder to kind of have that. And when you're in a situation that's a little bit more closed off, figuring that out for yourself can be also scary. Because like, I remember when I didn't know what polyamory was, and I just thought there was something wrong with me. Yeah. Because I was like, it's not like this person isn't enough for me, but there's something that tells me I also want this person, and that makes me a bad person, because that just means I feel like I'm preternaturally trying to cheat on them because I have these feelings towards this other person. Even if I don't do anything about it, I'm just meant to feel bad about having those feelings in the first place, and only for me to realize later, oh, it's polyam. I've been polyamory since I first got the figuration of affection. I just didn't know what it was, and no one was really okay with it where I was growing up. Yeah. So
and I feel like, and apologies for if I'm making assumptions on this, but I feel like there's very much in terms of like whether you're a man who claims they're poly or a woman that claims they're poly, societally it's perceived differently. So like if a man says he has sex with a bunch of people, he's a stud, he's just a guy. But if a woman turns around and says, oh, I like to be with other people, oh well, slag.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
actually,
I feel.
I actually Sky actually touched on this a little bit ago when talking about being a cis white man who is interested in polyamory and the stigma that actually comes across with it, because I have met an equal amount of people who are like, oh, you're poly, that means you're a slut. Yeah. And if you're a dude, it's like, oh, you're a poly, that means you're a creep. And
or you're cool and you have a harem.
Yeah, or it's like, it's like you don't, you have a harem, and it's just like, that's
no
yuck. That's a big icky, big icky. No. Like don't make that assumption about those kinds of people. Don't make the assumptions that, because don't get me wrong, there's in every batch there's usually a couple of bad eggs, but it does not define the entirety of what we stand for, nor does it stand for the entirety of polyamory. Like, there are going to be bad people out there, but unfortunately, there are going to be shitty people whether they put a label on it or not. Yeah. They just decided to take one that made it easier for them to unfortunately target people. And it goes both sides of the spectrum. Like, there are lots and lots of people who... I think that was one of the other reasons why when Candy and I had the discussion about making who we were partners with public, we decided to keep it mostly private, is because, and obviously this is not everybody, this is not every relationship I've seen, but an uncomfortable amount of very openly loud poly relationship couples I've seen, especially in the VTuber space as of the last couple of years, unfortunately in some way, shape, or form kind of blew up somehow. And it's unfortunate because when it comes to a relationship, things always hurt regardless. And it's just, it feels like it'd be like some conversations need to happen behind closed doors. But when your relationship is part of your public persona, it's a little harder to kind of keep things close to the chest in a way.
Right. Yeah, it is.
But I think if you're in the public space, I agree with that entirely. But like, I think fans need to, and I love my fans. I love them so much. I really, really do. But there's a point where my public life ends and my private life begins, and like that part of my life you ain't privy to. You're not entitled to it, and you're not. And I've been making content for God. I mean, how long was the bridging now? Fucking like nearly over 11, 12 years now. I've been doing content, and I've had people who want to get more, like ask about my life, and also, and it's like, oh, I'll tell you about this, but like after that, none of your business. You know, this is my life. It's still my life. It's none of your business.
Well, you're talking about parasocial behavior, right?
When people kind of lead into that parasocial behavior, yeah. And I will say there is usually a good correlation of people who see poly pan in a tag and go, oh, that means you're open, fair game, and it's really uncomfortable.
No,
yes,
misconceptions are so important for these streams because, I mean, it's literally what you guys are talking about right now, where it's like different perceptions of who is in the poly relationship, and therefore you're this. If you're a man, you're this. If you're a woman, you're this, or male presenting, female presenting, what have you. And that drives me crazy. That's one of the reasons why I just kind of hate titles, and I'm just kind of private about everything I do, because it's like I don't want to put. I mean, I guess the internet has decided that the kind of person that I am and the people that I'm attracted to, I guess I'm very pan. But I hate saying I'm pan, because I don't like fucking putting a title on anything that I am, because I've been with lots of different kinds of people. It's really about my heart and how I feel rather than what they actually are. I don't give a fuck actually what you are. I just care about your heart. That's right. But then the word pansexual is also tossed around, you know, a lot, and it's like, oh, well, I read that definition. I was like, oh, well, I guess I guess that's what I am, but I don't like putting a title on myself.
This woman's been drinking a drink this whole stream. She claims to hate.
Oh god, this is so. I hate it. I can't stand it.
And like, to be fair, like when it comes to the whole like titles, labels, and everything like that, you can have something that can like define these kind of things, like being pansexual, being polyamorous, you know, all these kind of things. And it's like, it don't have to be something that. Oh wait, I accidentally left that in there. My bad. I
thought you just hit send. Oops.
I did. That was not meant to go out there.
Wait, what word were you trying to censor?
Oh no, I wasn't trying to censor anything. I was going to respond to a post or a comment like way long ago, but then like time passed. I just didn't do anything about it. I forgot to.
This guy accidentally hit send in the chat.
Hit answer.
I hate when that happens.
Please don't pay attention. Anyways, but when it comes to like labels and everything, like it doesn't have to mean it's something that you talk about all that much, or like it doesn't define you as your person and stuff. It could be an explanation of just simply like, oh yeah, like people call me pan because like I like this and like this. I am pan, but I don't really go around saying that I'm pan to everybody and stuff. I just simply am.
Right.
You know, it's like just like with polyamory and stuff, like you can be poly, but you don't have to always announce and constantly tell people that you're poly. Like it's just simply you are, but you know, it's whatever. And to touch on like an earlier subject with the whole like, you know, if you're a man and you're announcing that you're polyamorous and stuff, some folks would see you as a creep, and I've been a victim of that very easily. It's gonna happen. Yeah, like
I'm super nervous because of how I look, and I never want to bring it up because I feel like the way I feel like I look at myself and how I look to people, and I'm like, I don't want to say I eat this because I feel like if I say it, they're gonna be like, this guy. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, but like for somebody like me, like I don't know if it's just kind of like dumb luck when it comes to like my experiences with like my family and everything, because like a lot of people like they have like older families and everything. Just the idea of coming out as bi or gay or pan or something is a very scary thing to do, like with your families and everything. The concept of polyamory, trying to introduce that to a very Christian family or something, you know, it's like it's a terrifying idea. Me, however, I would like, as soon as like I finally discovered the fact that I was polyamorous, next phone call I had with my dad, I was like, oh yeah, so by the way, like I also kind of found out I was polyamorous and stuff and blah 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 blah. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And like I even like explained that to my aunt, I explained it to my sister-in-law and stuff, and just like let them know that that's kind of like who I am, that's what I am and everything, and just a little bit of self-discovery. That was kind of neat, you know. I basically spread the news to them like I got a raise at the job or something a few months ago, and I'm just catching them up to speed. And it's like,
as long as one of your planets is the Lord.
Hey guys, I got a social raise.
Basically, and it's like, so I don't know if maybe I'm just simply really lucky with the fact that like my family are, it's just, they just don't care. They're just kind of like, listen, we're all weird, we've got our quirks and everything, we don't care, we're not going to judge you for it or anything. Or they probably also know about the fact that the way that I present myself and everything and how I am as a person, if I tell you that I am this thing and you simply cannot accept this, or can I accept the way I am or what I enjoy, that's up to you. If you want to burn that bridge, I will die on this hill. I do not care.
Man, talk about feelings of jealousy. I wish I had that kind of an accepting family, but oh my God, they could not be more normal, and I could not be more of a black sheep.
I mean, like,
you guys give me a raise.
My family is very like like for a majority of it, they are very like normal-ish and stuff. Like they're very like disconnected from the internet, like very much. Like they have Facebook. That's the extent of it. That tells you enough.
But they're not judgmental of your life choices, and like you can say something like I'm poly, and they're not going to be like, what? The Lord shall smite you. Oh, fuck off.
They're a little like, it's one of those things where it's like I have to like try to figure out, like, okay, are my family actually chill, or do they know for a fact that trying to like be like that to me does not work at all. Like I am not the type of person who takes that kind of attitude. Like if you don't accept it, that's up to you to burn the bridge. If you really want to, go ahead, try to fight this fight. I guarantee you're not winning with me. But And then with the whole like judgment aspect of like the fact that yes, I'm a cishet white male who happens to be polyamorous, and unfortunately that comes with the stigma of being that, because there's been a lot, especially in the like either VTubing space, content creation, very public spaces, where we have seen this fail time and time again, and unfortunately it's just been a really awful thing. So I understand the fact that I have to carry that stigma on my back and just simply represent myself as somebody who is not that.
Yeah.
And I understand the fact that people are going to have just this simple misconception or an idea of like, oh, well, if he's polyamorous and all these things, he's probably very much clearly a creep. I understand people are going to think I'm a creep. I'm not everybody's vibe. And you know what? Whatever. Them. I don't care. Like, that's just how I am as a person, and it's fine. And if I ever do come off as uncomfortable with somebody, I would always like to know so I can fix that. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to sit here and hide myself from people who aren't even going to bother to take the time to learn about me.
Right.
And so, like, I don't care if people are going to think I'm a creep because I'm polyamorous or something. I might get a little bit of annoyed whenever, like, we were joking about the whole harem thing. I wasn't really comfortable with the whole idea of, like, having a harem because it feels like it kind of just objectifies or, like, belittles the people that I care about or, like, care about me in that aspect. And then it was really funny because during that time, I had an audience that really just like was getting into the idea of being part of the harem. I'm like, what the hell are you people on about here? It's like, yeah, we love it. Let's be part of Sky's harem. He's so handsome and pretty and funny. Yeah, let's be part of the harem. And I'm like, you guys actually want that? Yeah. And I'm like, all right, fine. I guess we're part of the harem then. Welcome to the harem, everybody. And then like some people actually like had some discomfort of me accepting that. And it's just like, whatever, dude, you don't want to be part of it, don't be part of it. Just let the people have fun. Eventually, like, I kind of was just like, I leaned into it for a while, but it did end up kind of getting to a point where I was like, all right, it was all fun and games for a little bit here, but it feels like it's kind of becoming a general discomfort. We're not gonna bother like really laying into the whole harem thing anymore and stuff. So, but at the end of the day, be confident with yourself. If you want to like be able to cultivate the people around you to be people who are accepting and everything, you got to accept yourself and you got to be comfortable with that shit. Don't be scared about who you are as a person, whether you're polyamorous, pansexual, gay, bi, whatever, male, female, whatever field you are in this. Be comfortable with yourself and learn the fact that you are okay existing as you are. Right. It's okay to exist. And anybody who tries to tell you otherwise, they're stupid and they don't understand that shit.
Yeah.
Help them understand.
You don't.
And that's
you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anyone that explanation. That's your life. That's your truth.
Well, you do if you drink White Claws, but that's really the only time.
Explain yourself, Prism.
I can't.
Why do you keep drinking this?
No, it's really bad. I can't go.
It's the obligation to finish it because you've already opened it.
Yeah, I don't
like. How many White Claws you had?
I have like 3.
Yeah.
Don't open another one.
I'm not going to. I'm not even like. I haven't even made a dent. It's so bad. Why do people drink these?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna flirt in, but I already know how I'm gonna get Prism. I'm just gonna have some White Claw under a box that's been held up by a stick with some string.
No, that's how you
like,
don't get
White
me.
Claw. Ooh, White Claw. Ooh, White Claw. Ooh, White Claw.
No, it's gotta be the Red Claw, White Claw.
No, it's not Sky, not Sky in the stream, but Sky Mod. Sky Fearstar, shut up. I'm not really drinking it. It's called, it's, you know, they're trying so hard. It's not even called lime. It's called natural lime. And they're calling it natural lime to try to get
that supernatural lime.
Get it? Well, they're trying to get away from the fact that it's not a real flavor. Like, we'll just call it natural to make up for the fact that it tastes like your neighbor down the street is considering drinking a White Claw. Like, that's what this tastes like.
No, it's called natural because like that just happens to be the word that all the chemicals start with that letters with N for like nitricate and A for like aluminum. just happens to make the word.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah, well, we're gonna call it theoretical lime, but it wouldn't fit on the can.
Theoretical lime. Pondering lime.
We couldn't work it in the ads.
Lime conjecture.
The limelight. I like that.
Limelight. Oh yeah, that's actually quite clever. Chemicals. Yeah.
As a limey, I find this conversation quite offensive. Actually, to be honest, I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Oh Lord.
Cheeky.
It looks like we got the questions in Discord. Are there questions that chat has?
I did see one actually that we didn't get to.
Go ahead.
From Fortuna RNG, aside from communication, what do you feel is important in maintaining a polyamorous relationship?
Trust.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cakes of it.
Which
and,
would come
and White Claw.
Fuck White Claws. Yeah, trust, and you know.
Crush a case of White Claw with your homie.
Yeah.
That'll start your poly relationship, right?
Oh Lord. Just don't ever have a White Claw. That's how you don't have a poly relationship.
But see, now I want a White Claw. You've made me really interested.
In the UK, they don't have them.
Oh, do they not? Oh.
Do they not have them
in
the UK?
No. The last time I was there, I could have sworn I saw some, but I will say, like White Claw is just boozy LaCroix. It's just someone decided to lick a TV screen and shout a room.
There's booze in this?
Shout a flavor across the room.
I thought this was a different kind of a LaCroix. There's alcohol in this?
Yes, you can get White Claw in the UK.
Oh, hard
White Claw's
seltzer.
alcoholic, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't feel shit.
I love it now. Prism is just disgusting.
Have you been like legit getting yourself drunk and not realizing?
This
we now know the secret.
No.
Oh, I know why I like the White Claw. I'm an alcoholic.
That's why I keep going back.
This journey that I went on to discover that White Claw has alcohol was as long as the journey that Sky went on to realize he was poly.
Like, even I knew White Claw was alcoholic. I was like, why did you booze it up? I guess I just really like it.
I mean,
you mentioned like cracking up in a White Claw. I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna be that kind of stream. I would have grabbed the schnapps.
I don't feel any alcohol. It's 5%.
To be fair, you did say you haven't even made a dent in it, so that makes sense.
But it's only 5%. I have a low tolerance. Is 5% a lot? It's not, right?
No, pussy numbers.
Not really. It's like that's enough for like a beer or a cider.
Yeah.
Terrible. Wow.
Like, I thought it was kind of funny. It's just like the idea is like admittedly, like I haven't like obviously been on like a lot of your streams or anything and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was not gonna lie, I was a little thrown off when I was heard about the fact that our host was just drinking, like smashing back White Claw and stuff while we're talking about this. It's like, oh, okay. I guess it's the party.
Revelation is amazing.
3 hours. It's been 3 hours. That's so funny.
I didn't know it had alcohol, but wait a minute. What would be wrong? Sometimes I have wine or something. I might be drinking some wine. Is that
now, you know wine's alcoholic.
I think it's more that we were just like, this invocational kicker talk is going to be a little bit sauced now. This is going to be a different vibe.
No, I'm a professional. I'm a professional screamer.
I'm professional.
Oh my god, the slur on that was so beautiful.
I'm a professional screamer. This White Claw tastes like fucking ass.
I'm a
don't worry about it,
professional.
Ossifer.
People talking to me right now.
I did not
I
know.
only had a little bit of dinner with my wine.
Spiked, sparkling dick. That's what I'm drinking.
I want that.
Actually, that sounds way better.
That's the White Claw talking.
Imagine.
That just sounds like gender bent Prism.
I just want to imagine like 3 hours like deep into the stream, you see like Prism just like slowly cuddling up, just like, oh Sky, you're so handsome, pretty with all his luscious hair, and she's just stroking X's beard.
I love you so much. You're so pretty. You're so pretty.
See, now I have this image.
Your hair's like a soft shy rug. So nice.
You're also my friends. I'm sorry. I'm so emotional. I can't help it. 5%
White
alcohol.
Prism, everyone.
But like the funny
everyone has a White Claw moment.
But like the
We
funny
need to
part of
toggle
that
of
was just
Prism
like
dressed as a White Claw.
the funny part of this is just like the idea of like you get so smashed up, it's like, oh Sky, your hair is so long, luscious, and beautiful, and you're cuddled up to Xthedarkone and just stroking his beard.
Yeah.
Oh my
To be fair,
gosh.
my beard is super soft. It will have it will have you in ways.
Well, listen,
Just,
I'm here
look,
for
I
it.
may not be a cat, but just going over to the beer, just starting making biscuits on it. Just yeah, let's go. Anyway, aside from White Claw is alcoholic discovery, congratulations, Prism, on learning that today.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned that there's a lot to polyamory that I didn't know, and I learned that White Claws have alcohol in them, I guess.
Well, a lot today.
I do want to say we talked about like honesty is one of those things that's obviously like alongside communication, honesty, because what is communication without honesty? Because then it's just like, yeah, you know, you can be communicating with your partner. If you're lying, it's gonna kind of do dick all.
Yeah.
But the other thing as well is time. You need to be able to balance how much time you're able to actually give to your partners. And it's kind of connected to, because this was brought up earlier, I think it was by Reverie, was talking about like figuring out like how many like relationships you can handle, and being understanding and accepting of that number, like being able to actually divvy the amount of time needed for each person as an actual individual, not just like, I'm just gonna send the group "Good morning, I love you" text. Send to 15 recipients. Like, it's no, you need to like be able to polysaturation is a great way to word that. It's really important to be aware of, because I know way too many people who, including the ex that I had, the female ex, she suffered from a serious case of polysaturation because she was constantly seeking that attention, that validation, that desire, that wanting to be wanted at any given moment, at any point of the day from anyone. And that could very easily lead to other partners feeling left out, ignored, unsatisfied, unfulfilled, all that stuff. So as equal as honesty and communication is, time. Make sure you actually dedicate some time to the people you want to be in a relationship with, because you want to be in a relationship with them. So why are you not spending the time with them?
Right.
And to clarify, Raina means her female ex-partner, not gender-bent me.
Oh, right.
It's a
I was confused.
Are you saying
I know Prism's
to
had
be
a few
fair, I
drinks.
did word it as my female ex. Is that what you're saying? Is you want to be mine?
Oh.
I'm gonna go get a White Claw. 2 seconds.
Ooh, God, don't get a White Claw. It'll ruin your life.
Get me a stiff drink.
My God.
It's just immediately sober up. Just I need a White Claw to sober up.
Yeah, really. If you want to sober up, drink a fucking White Claw.
You can't do that voice, Raina. It's not fair.
Oh, it's lovely. Do it again.
Honey, if you ever get me alone in a fucking collab, you're going to have to deal with it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can deal. I can't deal with it, but I'd be happy. Shut
What
up.
are signing up for?
Next question, please.
Ah. My goodness gracious.
God, you can
voices
hear
in
my
here.
blush. Jesus.
We love the voices in here. Yeah, everyone in here has a really wonderful voice, by the way.
Oh, you too.
It's nice of you to lie like that, but I appreciate it all the same.
Oh, I'm not
Hey.
lying. I'm not lying. God, what was the last thing? Saku, I can't believe Saku sent a white.
I'm saving that. I'm saving that, and I'm labeling it
Fucker.
as Prism's White Claw in my assets. So.
I was just, could I just say in that the 5%, it's in a big black circle, Prism. How do you not know?
I don't know what I thought. I didn't see the word I saw low carb. I was down with the low carb.
It's like alcoholic, but it's low carb though.
Oh, 5% carb.
I mean, I'm down with
course.
anything low carb, you know. But shit, I don't know.
Oh, adorable.
Oh man,
You're precious.
I don't know.
We love you, Prism.
Thank you.
Never
Oh my God, are we all-
changed.
we-
Do we
Are we
get
getting personalized cans?
Oh my god, I got sent to fucking actual hell. Wow.
What happened?
What
I
happened?
disappeared and I came back.
Oh,
Oh my goodness! Welcome back.
I was
Thank
busy
you.
putting a white claw between my titties.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
That I will drink.
Yeah. Hey, all right. Here, let's go. Let's go.
Fresh from the tap, just.
Do a little tilt. But is there anything that like we haven't like in terms of misconceptions or how you guys maintain your balances or how scary it was when you first started or how much more comfortable you are now, or do you still have doubts about it? Like anything that we haven't touched upon yet.
I have a thing.
Yeah.
Before I have to soon go.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear. Yes, you could still be cheated on if you're in a poly relationship.
Yes.
That's a thing that happens, and that happens because of a lack of a communication. So let's say you and your partner, because like I said earlier, every relationship is different, and it is set purely by the kind of the rules and guidelines that you create with your partners. But let's say you create a rule with your partner that in order to become comfortable with you taking on another partner, they have to meet them first, right? And like that's your role. And then you don't do that, and you have this partner behind your other partner's back, and you didn't kind of like respect that kind of rule that you guys set with each other. That's considered cheating. So
Yep.
that type of stuff does still happen. And also there are people who kind of use polyamory as a way to cheat on their partners. They are not looking for poly relationships. They're looking for open relationships, and they probably should have just, I don't know, said that.
Yeah.
But like there is this conception that we're just all looking to cheat and all of that. We aren't. I genuinely, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I love that person. I'm in love with that person. I want to spend time with that person. I think of that person all the time. That's not, it's not just a means to just like run around with a bunch of people, because the way I explain it to people is like, well, I'm poly, right, and I'm open about that, and I personally don't make any rules and guidelines with partners that make me feel uncomfortable, and one of those is like a necessity for me to disclose, especially with my line of work too, every single partner that I have. It's just not viable for me to do that because of my line of work too. So like I just don't make agreements to things that I don't want to agree to. And it's okay to tell your partner, no, I don't really want to do that. That's not a rule that I really want to do. And this is why. Is there a way that we can compromise, or is there something I could do to make you feel more comfortable while still respecting my own desires too?
Yeah.
Are we aware that X has literally turned
Oh,
into...
yeah.
Okay.
You're looking like a tall drink of water there, X.
Yeah. So on my face, or what's happening? Why are you looking at me like that for?
Oh, nothing.
Well, I don't know, but I'm looking at something I wouldn't mind on
my
my
White
face.
Claw over there?
Hey, and just so you all know, I'm all natural.
Hey. Hey, well, I hope you taste better than the actual White Claw, because fuck.
Oh, I do.
All right.
100%.
Okay. But no, I know that's a misconception too, where it's like, because there's still rules, there's still boundaries and guidelines, and so yeah, you can be cheated on. So that's definitely a very important topic, Rev.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
And it is a really good thing to kind of touch on with that sort of thing, because like everybody has different, like, kind of, especially like when it comes to polyamorous relationships, everybody has different guidelines, different like little rule sets or anything, like ways of being comfortable with the whole aspect of it. Some people are very loose with it and stuff. Like me and Seth, we are very loose about the fact that like with how we do our boundaries stuff. Essentially, as long as we are not intentionally trying to hide it from each other, everything is basically fair game. Obviously, we're still going to be like, hey, I'm interested. Like, it's one of those things where I had a moment where I legitimately thought that I cheated at one point. I was so unbelievably distraught, and they had to like comfort me in that, because like I was still getting used to it. Because there was one point where we kind of established the fact that we want to be aware before, but it's okay if we're aware after the fact. Because especially like in times like, because we know for me, I'm a very social person. I've literally lived a bachelor life for the last like 13 plus years. And so it's a very natural thing to understand that sometimes I might be at a party or something, just completely in the moment. Really hard to be able to like, you know, get like if I'm about to like I'm flirting with somebody and it's like, oh, hey, we can actually be doing something here. Sometimes it's hard in the moment to be like, hold on, gotta talk to my partner real quick about this real quick. I think they're asleep right now. I don't know if this is gonna be happening.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and which that is the normal boundary of like if your partner wants to be aware first and foremost beforehand, and like if you can't get in touch with them, then it's a no-go. Absolutely good. If you guys are in agreement with that, that's totally fine. That is a boundary that you start to learn and you figure out to make sure you do not consider like cheat on each other about that kind of thing. And with me and Seth, it's basically a thing of like prefer to be told first, at least let know. But if things end up kind of going pretty quickly and then, you know, it ends up being a thing after, that's okay, as long as it's clearly not being something that's held as like a secret or like I'm intentionally like not telling them. The point that we're not telling the other person about it intentionally, then that would be cheating. Then that's mistrust. Then that's something wrong that needs to be discussed and figured out. That is a boundary that Steph and I have. While it is very loose, it is very simple, but it helps to be able to understand that. So then that way, whether it's before or after, if we have a chance to say before, cool, much better. But if it's not going to happen until after, hey, as long as you're not actually hiding it and you do try to say it when you can as soon as possible, cool. That's all good here. Having those boundaries and understanding that is a really good way to make sure you understand what is cheating, what's not cheating. And in a polyamorous relationship, you need to have that. You need to be aware of what the other person is expecting. And it needs to be fair. You like, for me and Seth, we keep everything like 50-50. If I could do something, they could do something. If I'm allowed to do something, they're allowed to do that same thing. And if for some reason that balance shifts for any reason whatsoever, we discuss it. We figure it out. Maybe something's got to get drawn back. Maybe something gets a little bit more accepted. You know, it's all about the communication stuff. Don't want to worry about cheating in a relationship when it comes to polyamory and being able to bring other people in. You gotta have those boundaries set and figured out.
You break the rules, you cheat. You break the rules, you cheat. You've broken the rule.
Yeah, exactly. I have to run actually. My time is coming up.
You got your
But it was
meeting.
lovely talking to everybody here.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
We love
Really
you.
nice to have you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thanks,
much.
See you later, Chad.
Bye.
Thanks so much for
Thank
watching.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Doodles.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Aww.
Absolute love.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I do hope she remembers to also close her source.
Oh.
Well,
Hey, there it goes. Okay.
I close it out on. Stop drinking my White Claw, you fucker. It's a Tangia.
The positioning of that is actually pretty great.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's Arby. Yep. How did I know it was Arby? Of course, it's always Arby. Do you guys? Okay, so Alana Kitty is asking if you guys have any polyamorous jokes. Did you see her joke?
I came up with.
I did see it. It's very cute.
The joke. All right. Yes.
Yeah. What do you have?
The joke I have is super niche, and like you'll only get it if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Oh, I'm not gonna get it.
Well, then you're not gonna get it, so it's not gonna be funny.
No, what is it? Other people will get it.
Basically, I did a video. It was a TikTok years ago, and I run up the camera and I go, "What kind of relationship would Jade and Yuki from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX have?" And the answer is a polyamorous one. And the joke there being is there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card that Jade and you uses called polymerization, where he gets two monsters and he fuses them.
No,
That's
what
the
you
joke.
mean? I know what joke it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dork.
Yeah, I know I'm such a dork. But I'm also a
Oh my
refreshing kind
goodness.
of White Claw.
That Kirby was very unfortunately placed.
Kirby.
That Kirby really
get
wanted some White
off
Claw.
of my titty.
Really
Let's just
wanted
try to
that.
get at the White Claw.
Well, that's
We
true.
won once.
I should have just given it to him.
I would like you to give it to me. That's my best attempt at flirting.
All right.
As a can of White Claw.
The kind of White Claw. How did you get your White Claw to go into your laces, Raina.
Oh, if you hold the item, it gives you an option to pin an item between layers.
Really?
Yep.
Is that
It's a new implementation thing that they're playing around with.
Oh ho ho!
So I figured to put mine into its White Claw seatbelt.
That is.
I like it.
How do I? Oh.
I can pre-shake it for your pleasure.
Oh.
That's.
Oh shit,
Wait.
dude, that's so
Okay.
cool.
Do it again, Casey.
Wait, don't tell me I taught you that too.
Do it again.
I had no
That's
idea about that.
amazing.
That was awesome.
I
Yeah,
missed it.
I actually hold on to it.
That's
Yeah,
so
no,
cool.
yeah, you can put stuff between the different layers. Yeah, so yeah, no, if you hold on to if you hold the item that you're trying to do, if you just hold it for a little bit longer, a little side window will pop up and give you the option to pin between layers, and then you have a little scroll thing at the top. If you click to pin between layers, make it active, you can scroll it and it'll go from your top layer all the way down until the one that you want.
Oh my god, you actually got it.
Amazing.
There we go.
Amazing.
Wow.
I've never been more happy to be a can of White Claw right now.
Congratulations, everybody.
That-
The biggest lesson you learned in this Kinkism about polyamory is how to be able to put
How to
shit
use the
between the
things
layers
that
of
VTubers
your Ronald.
That is
Oh, that's funny.
incredible. I did not know about this.
Yeah.
You're
It's just
welcome.
Swimming around up there.
The inspiration for my turning myself into a White Claw was seeing where you guys were putting the White Claw and thinking, boy, I wish I was that White Claw. And I'm like, oh, wait, I can be.
What a time to be alive.
What
Oh my
happens if I
goodness.
do this? Okay.
This is a
yeah.
new
Are you trying to
power.
put it in your other hand?
Yeah, I was like wondering like if it was attached to the layer on my shirt or if it was like attached to my fingers somehow. So it would have been really funny to like move it over to the side.
That's amazing.
It's always interesting to figure out exactly what layer it's decided to pin itself to. It's like, all right, which one are you connected to now?
It's
And
kind
like,
of going
thankfully, due to my jiggle physics, I figured out which one pretty quick.
through my skin.
That must, oh my god, that means
That's awesome.
You put in your peen.
Oh,
I can wear
oh,
glasses.
Prism.
Put in your peen.
That's very
Yes, you can actually wear glasses underneath your
subjective.
bangs.
Yeah. Ooh, I have a pair of glasses. I'm gonna put them on.
This is just evolving into. Let's see what can we pin
Like-
to ourselves.
I'm gonna
But
test
seriously, it is a
that.
lot of fun to figure it out. It is a lot of fun.
Let's see here. Oh god, my
Oh.
background is black, and so I can't actually see the glasses. Oh no. I can't see in VTS.
Can you see them on you?
because-
There you go.
Well, they're stuck in the background, and the background's black.
Oh,
so they're
goodness.
Like blending in. There we go. Hold on. I'm getting it.
Oh,
I'm getting
see.
it. Oh. Okay, go away. Do. There we go. Oh. Is it? Oh, stop! For the love of. Oh. Oh no.
The glasses are placed in the perfect position at the moment.
Oh my god.
Your
Okay.
boobs have glasses.
Pin between layers. Hey!
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, that is so cool. So, Chad, Chad, it did not go wrong, Chad. I figured it out.
Everything went right.
Figured it out, Chad.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god, that's so great.
That's
I
awesome.
love it.
Well, there you go. Now you both have a new fun thing that you can play around with.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Paige
You're
cartoons.
welcome.
I love what the stream has become. So, where are you guys the rest of the week? It's Thursday, right? What are your stream plans the rest of the week?
You can go first, Darkone.
Well, it's technically Friday for me, but I have I'm supposed to be streaming Legend of Zelda at 12 o'clock today. So in
Ooh.
for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 8 hours from now,
Yeah,
I'll
get
probably
some good
sleep in.
sleep.
However,
eats.
I am having my first Blue Twitch stream tonight.
Ooh.
tomorrow for you guys. Yeah, I got the idea from you, Prism, to do Baldur's Gate 3. So
yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out what to play, and you were like, well, a lot of people like to just vibe with Final Fantasy 14 and Baldur's Gate, and I was like, well, I already played Final Fantasy 14, so I thought, well, I won't mind playing Baldur's Gate, and plus, I can play it with nudes. Also, I think you can get a polyamory mod on it now, like in the actual, because you can do mods in it.
I have heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is a polyamorous mod, and I think I want to play it with the polyamorous mod.
Really?
So I want to figure that out. But yeah, that's 9 p.m. British time. So I think that's CDT. That's going to be
we're behind you.
5-ish.
5 p.m.
What? Yes. Yeah, I think 4 p.m. 5 p.m. something like that.
Wait, what's a polyamorous mod in Baldur's Gate?
Basically, because obviously you can romance partners, but in this, it basically you can just romance all the partners. You don't get locked into like one relationship.
Okay.
You can just sort of get relationships with all of them, sort of thing.
Nice.
I think. Again, I need to double check, so don't take my word on that. It's exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of remiss if it wasn't that.
Well, I remember Lady saying something about it because she wanted to romance all of them in the same playthrough, and I remember her. That's what made me think of it. I was like, "Oh, Lady," because Lady, she always ends up going to house him. She's like, "No, I want to romance all of them." So I'm like, "Fair enough." So I'm gonna look into that.
Well, best of
Karlach
luck on your debut, and have a good stream on Twitch later.
Woo.
Raina, honey, where are you next?
I'm actually taking the next couple days for the most part off, because I literally just ended my week in a bit long event, which again, massive thank you to the homies that were so supportive during that. I promise I will get back to you all about rewards and events and things. I just really needed this thing called sleep for a little while.
I get it.
My brain was so fried. But at the same time, right after I finished the stream, I was sat on my couch and I felt so lost. I was like, I'm not supposed to stream tomorrow. That doesn't feel right. But for the most part, streams for the rest of the week are all kind of like up in the air. I might be doing a little bit of Blue Heart spiciness on Saturday. It all kind of depends on how I'm feeling. We might reventure into one of the games that we've been playing. We might do some more Romancylvania because that one's also been very, very fun. But if you want to catch me for certain somewhere, I'm actually going to be on Gob the Cookie Goblin's channel for the very final episode of the Tall Tales of Eos campaign we've been doing, where we were raising money for what was the acronym? Streaming for a Cause, CFAC.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and absolutely wonderful people that we got to work with. We doubled our actual goal, which is insane, and I'm very, very thankful to the amazing community. And we're all level 10. We're about to fight the big bad. If you want to see me as a snick and trying my best not to die, be sure to tune in.
Very cool. Excellent. Well, I hope you continue to get your rest and have fun collabing.
Thank you.
With your friends. What about you, Sky Honey?
Well, for over my channel, I've actually had a lot of updates recently here. So I don't have anything very solid for a majority of the days, except for Saturdays, where we stream Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World right now with Seth, because we really love the Tales series, and we've been playing a lot of those on Saturdays. I stream on Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. Recently, I got a lot of updates on my Discord channel and stuff, including also getting YouTube channels up with both my main YouTube channel, and I even have a VOD channel now. So if you miss any of the streams on Twitch, don't worry. You'll be able to see it on YouTube on Twitch or youtube.com/@SkyheartVods.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. That's good. That's good. You're keeping up with your content in various places. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean,
diversify.
Yeah.
Good tip.
Yeah. Today is what? Today's Thursday. So yeah, I will be on the Blue Twitches probably Saturday. So I'll post an update of when and where. Well, not when, but where. I mean, shit. Of not where, but when. Oh my God! I swear, 5% alcohol, and I haven't even drank a third of this nasty conjecture lime. Oh, thanks for the follow. But yeah, so I'll be there.
You can drink my nasty conjecture lime.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would love that.
I want to thank all my friends for coming by. You guys were wonderful guests. Thank you so much for this amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting this together.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Prism, for all the work, hard work.
Well,
So Prism, I'm actually kind of curious about something real quick.
yeah, of course.
So, with the whole conversations and this Kinkism and everything, we've had a lot of discuss and everything. What about your perspective on this from before and after now? Has anything changed on like how you feel about it? Anything that you might like think on it? Anything you learned about it?
I think that I continue to explore what exactly I need and what exactly I am when I have people to explore them with. And I think I get closer on it. I think that I wouldn't necessarily have changed anything about me with the discussion, but having things to think about just keeps me, I think, guessing and learning for the next opportunity that I have. Like for me, I'm super trial by error, trial by fire, trial by error. There's things I want to try. There's things that I have been able to try, and I was like, well, I thought I was gonna like that, and boy, howdy, I did not. Or vice versa. Something I thought that I might not be into, and then I had the experience I had, and I was like, wow, that was fantastic. I don't think I've had a good polyamorous experience. Am I still open to it? Of course, because the thing, and I didn't even really get into it tonight, the core of how I feel about it is I get anxiety over monogamy because I don't feel like I have the right to tell someone else how to feel about anyone in their life. And I know that I've been in situations where it's like, I've been with someone and I've started to develop feelings for someone else. And I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute, this feels wrong and bad. And, the whole thing we talked about earlier, you try to talk to them about it, they blow up at you. That was my experience. And it's like, well, I haven't done anything. I'm just having a conversation. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. We have spoken about this for 3 hours. So I think that I am still willing to try it because I don't know that I'm one or the other. I do know that I've had more monogamous relationships. I haven't felt fulfilled, and I do feel I'll feel trapped and controlled. And then I know at my core, I do feel that I think if someone were to come to me and they were to be like, I'm wanting to develop, something with someone else, who am I to say, no, you belong to me? Like we are not property. We're, now there's the BDSM world, right? Where you get into property and you get into the consent, consensual type of ownership.
You are specifically property.
Yeah. And that's fun. And that's not what I'm talking about right now.
That's a different kink.
Yeah. That's getting into the kink and into that different lifestyle. So I don't want to combine that and be confusing. I mean, from a strictly emotional, responsible point of view, who the fuck do I think I am by dictating that someone is not allowed to explore a connection with someone else? Like, if someone did that to me, well, hopefully we would have a conversation and I would be like, why do you feel like you have the right to police this? Or are you just wanting information? So I guess I don't really have a point. I guess what I'm saying is, the conversation that we've had are things I've thought about for such a long time. And I absolutely am open. Do I know what my title is? No. I just know where I've gone wrong before, and I know what I don't want to do again. So then that leaves a lot of open road for me to try to figure out what I do want to do.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not trying to make it a cop-out answer.
No, no,
there is
no.
no cop out
There's
answer.
no cop out answer. No,
Yeah.
you've still got to explore yourself. You can't ever fully know yourself. You've got to always. We're always learning about ourselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I've had streams on just in closing. I've had streams on Switch. So I've done streams on the dominant. I've had some wonderful guests for dominant personality. I've had some wonderful guests for submissive. I even had a submissive versus bottom stream where people would confuse what a bottom is and what a submissive is and
Interesting.
how they'd be.
Goodness.
I hate that
good.
shit. You're such a bottom. Fuck you. You don't even know what that means. You mean I'm such a
Yeah.
I was about to say,
submissive?
it's like you're using that derogatory when you don't even know what it means.
You don't even know what it
Go
means.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottom is a position, you fucking idiot. Anyway.
Yeah.
I get heated. I get heated with that. But those were great streams too. But I had a stream on well, what is a switch? And I remember saying to the person, like, you know, I don't know if I am a switch or if my desire and need is like so deeply to please my partner that I would be a switch for them because that's what they want and that's what they need. But am I also being a really good submissive because that's where I tend to lean toward. Am I being a really good submissive just by still like doing what my dom asks of me, right? Or am I really a switch? And that's something I'm still exploring. I don't fucking know. I'm not really sure. I have very bad ADHD. I'm not sure what I am. So I mean, basically,
Yeah.
kittens, what I'm saying is like, and I say that to chat, my prismatics, like, you know, never stop exploring and learning and having these conversations in trusted, safe spaces. I mean, my Kinkism streams are nothing if not safe spaces, and I'm always wanting
Absolutely.
people on here who are smarter than me, and I got this tonight, and I get this every time I have a stream like this because I want to hire people. Hire? Oh my God! Sorry, you're getting paid in White Claws. You're getting paid. You're getting paid in White Claws.
No!
Hire. I want to hire people. I do want to hire people.
Prism, I would do it all for free for you.
Oh,
You
honey,
know, don't worry about it.
never give yourself away completely for free. Always get a White Claw out of it.
Well, I was going always get a white claw out of it. I was going to say, technically speaking, the best thing that we get from you when being able to share those moments is the time. Because you said it yourself,
Yes.
time is precious.
Yeah.
Time is fleeting. It is not something you can get back. So if you
Do
can
not
share
get it
some of it
back.
with you, it is very worth it.
Oh, thank
Mhm.
you. Well, I've had
Agreed.
I've had such a wonderful time with you guys, even with this White Claw going all weirdly into my guts. It's like it's in my heart. It's in my lungs.
Hey now.
I don't know what's going on.
I love the white claw
We're
that
talking
just
about
gets
going
all up
into your
in my
guts.
guts.
I mean,
Speaking of getting into my guts.
hang on.
Oh my God.
That'll be a whole other conversation.
Save that for the Blue Twitch collab,
Yeah,
please.
just rearrange them. On that note, you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. I am going to do this real quick. We're gonna raid into my sweet friend Torn Bubble, who's an amazing gamer. I
Yeah.
think she's playing Fortnite. She's so much fun to watch, you guys. She's a clown. Oh, she's playing Overwatch. My bad. Playing Overwatch too. She's so fun to watch. She's such a great gamer. We've played lots of games together. So in this last 45 seconds, I just want to thank my beautiful friends, my beautiful guests again. Chat, say thank you, and chat, thank you for your questions and for
Thank
being
you.
present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
appreciate you guys sticking around.
Thank you for the amazing communication, guys.
Yes, stay with it. Stay kinky.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys later, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.